live to a live scene here from GCU Arena as the Lopes are getting ready to tip off action of the 2018-2019 season with the MSU Billings in town and the Yellow Jackets ready to go. But you better believe Dan Majerle has his Lopes ready to go tonight as well. I'm Kate Longworth. Thanks so much for joining us here for the Lopes pregame show on Cox Channel 4 Your View. And no tricks here, all treats tonight as we get you set for some Division I men's basketball right here in the desert. We're ready to go. We've been excited for this game. We know the Havocs, they're ready to go. They've been camped out on the quad all day long. And as for the players, you better believe Coach Majerle has them ready for another season ahead.
We all just taking it a game at a time. I mean, we can't look forward because we can't bypass any team. We know that any night we can be beaten, and we understand that. So, I mean, we just can't bypass any team and just have to focus on the task at hand.
Offensively, we have a lot of weapons on this team, a lot of guys that can shoot. Honestly, it's the best shooting team I've ever been on. There's so many threats at every position. So we all work really hard, getting in the gym, getting our shots up. But in practice, we go hard every day. We compete. We all want to win every drill. And I think when you have a team like that that's very competitive, it's going to translate to the court. And I mean, obviously, our goal this year is to win the WAC. So we just got to bring that every day in practice and have it translate.
Yeah, definitely excited for this last one, but no, this last year we got a bunch of new guys especially. We got, I think, 6 new scholarship guys, so we're a brand new team. We're really excited, just ready to take that next step that we missed out on last year.
Always an exciting night for the players. No longer are they going up against their own teammates. They get to test out their skills against the competition. But for me, I'm happy to bring in my teammates for this one. Barry Patel, Scott Williams will be with us all season long, and of course with us all night tonight. They've got the call. And guys, what are your expectations heading into this new season?
No doubt about it. We are pumped, ready to get back at it after the Lopes had a 22-win season a year ago. And the coaches have put them at the #2 spot overall in the preseason coaches poll.
You know, last year was fantastic postseason action, made it to the conference finals. It was wonderful season last year, and they're off to good things again this year. #2, right ahead of Seattle and Utah University. It's going to be like a 4-team race for the top spot in the WAC this year.
Should be a battle, and as Coach Majerle has said prior to the start of this season, this is the deepest team he has had. But he's got a guy coming back who was a freshman phenom in Ollie Laver.
You know, he started the season slow, came off the bench, but you just couldn't hold this kid down. He just developed like blockbusters for a big guy. It was uncanny how efficient he was around the basket. Scored anything down low, had real good hands. Some points and rebounds in a lot of games down the stretch.
There you see the Italian Stallion, preseason player of the year. Alessandro Laver led the team with 12.2 points per game. We'll be looking for big things alongside another big we'll be talking about in Michael Finke. But let's talk about another kid coming back. And can you believe, kid, he's already a junior.
It's time.
Oscar Freyer.
Time has flown by for Big O, and he's been fantastic. And he's got to be a leader on this team. No more Braun, no more Vincent. This is a guy that's got to step up with his play and being vocal leader on the floor. It's a really big year for him. Second half of the season, he was fantastic in the WAC play. He's 22 of 50 from three-point range, shot 50% down the stretch in the WAC.
Always the human highlight. We'll be looking for that again here in the lid lifter of the 2018-19 season. How about a newcomer? 4th overall leading scorer for the University of Illinois, Michael Finke, the senior.
Well, I like big players, no doubt about that. Coach Majerle really likes this kid. He's got a phenomenal player, played in the Big Ten in Illinois, like you said, averages nearly 10 points a game, 4.6 rebounds. Like to see those come away up in the WAC play, but he can also shoot that ball. He has got a nice touch from the perimeter for a big man.
It's going to be nice to see a couple of bigs down low in Laver and Finke. They're taking on MSU Billings. We'll be looking for Zach Rollins, the 6'6 senior.
Yeah, Rollins is a good player. Shoots a ton of three-point shots. Got to know where he's on the floor. Shot 238 threes last year. So close out of him fast, run him off that line, force him inside to those bigs.
Should be a good one. A lid lifter of the season, Kate. As we get it all started, the Havocs are in the house, and we are ready to get things started.
Well, guys, obviously the goal tonight to get the W against MSU Billings. However, Scott, from your perspective, What else will dictate, aside from the scoreboard, that tonight's game will be successful for the Lopes? What do they need to go out there and do?
Well, Coach Majerle expects a W tonight. He's not looking for just a win on the scoreboard. He's looking for see how his team can execute against live fire. When the players are out here facing somebody that they haven't seen before, and how do you execute? With concentration. You got to be locked in right from the very beginning. He's going to be counting the number of mental mistakes. He wants to see that number very few.
Well, that's also what I'm looking for with you guys, so keep that focus, keep concentrating, and don't go too far, because coming up right after this, Barry, you're going to sit down with Coach Majerle. As we've mentioned, he's got some big goals for the season this year. He's called this the deepest team he's had. Now, how will they perform? Well, Barry will sit down with Coach Majerle right after this to talk about how his experience here with the Lopes the past 6 seasons, he hopes to see it all come to fruition this year. Don't go anywhere. Lopes Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams. You're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
The Lopes pregame show continues from GCU Arena, and this the lid lifters to the 2018-19 season. Barry Brazell alongside the head coach of the GCU Lopes, Dan Majerle. And Dan, we're sitting here now for the 6th season. Time flies, huh?
Yeah, it's been a great ride so far. Had a terrific year last year, and I'm very excited about this year's team and can't wait to get this thing started.
You had a great year last year indeed. Your first year of tournament eligibility, you go to the tournament finals. You know where you need to do or what you need to do to reach the final game and move on to tournament play. You got some new faces and a new schedule coming up. Let's talk about the faces in just a moment. The schedule, wow, the road schedule in particular looks like a tough one.
Well, it's our best non-conference schedule we've ever had. You can see there we started at South Dakota State that won 28 games last year, have a 20-game winning streak at home, which is top in the nation. And then the Seton Hall and the Wooden Classic. And then if we win that one, we'll either play Hawaii or Utah. And then to be announced. And then we got Boise State, who we lost in triple overtime there last year. They're coming here to GCU, a good Mountain West team. And then Nevada, which is going to be a top 5, top 10 team in the country at Talking Stick. And then travel at Texas, and right after that game, we're going to Northern Iowa, which is always a really hard game in a place like that. And then we're at San Diego, which was a really good team last year. So our non-conference schedule is going to be very challenging.
And the WAC is improving too, the RPI.
Every year it's gotten better. Not only the top teams, but the teams that are supposedly on the lower of the list. They continue to get better, and that's great for our conference. So it'll be another exciting year.
New faces now. We begin with an assistant coach, associate head coach. Todd Lee goes back to his alma mater and University of South Dakota, and Lewis Wilson steps in.
Yeah, you know, Todd did a fantastic job for us for 5 years, and I'm very happy for him that he got a job at the South Dakota. But Lewis has been another great hire for me. Brings a lot of energy to our guys. He's a tireless worker, a lot like Todd was, and he's going to bring a lot to this team, and he already has.
Now to the players on the court. Let's begin with the Finke brothers. We begin with the freshman 4-star recruit out of Champaign, Illinois, Tim Finke, and also Michael Finke, transfer from Illinois.
Yeah, they're going to love these two guys. You know, Michael there, you see right there, is a guy out of Illinois, a senior who started for them and can really spread the floor at 6'10", very smart, really shoots the ball. He's really going to complement Alessandro Great in there. And then his brother Tim, who is just a tireless worker, probably our top rebounder. So defensively, but you keep him out of the gym. He wants to get better. We're very lucky to have him. and our fans will love watching those two guys play.
How about the nice news about the waiver on Carlos Johnson, the transfer from Washington? It's going to play.
Very happy for Carlos and his family. He's a guy that was a local kid here and then went to Findlay Prep and went to Washington, and then he transferred. Got that waiver, and we're glad to have him. He's going to give us a guy that's a bulldog, will start at the 2 for us, has improved his shot, but more of a downhill guy, can get to the basket, tenacious competitor, has no fear whatsoever. And he's a guy, again, as we go along in the season, as he continues to learn our system and how he needs to play.
As a guy moving up to D1 play, and he's showing some competitive fire, is Trey Drexel.
Trey's the same way. Unbelievable size for a point guard, 6 foot, 6'7", can really defend the basketball, along with Tim Finke, probably one of our best rebounders. Fearless on the glass, offensively and defensively. Better 2 guard. He is a point guard. He'll be better and better for us, can really shoot the basketball.
Casey Benson gone, Josh Braun gone, Keontae Vernon gone. A kid that steps up into that role now is Damari Milstead. What do you see from him?
I see a lot from Damari. You know, played some really critical minutes for us last year down the stretch and did a really good job. You know, Damari's just got to continue to improve and not try to put too much on himself. Got to make the next play. Solid defenders, got good size. He's just got to learn the offense, get our guys involved, and let the guys around him be good.
Do you feel really good about this team, knowing, as I mentioned, Josh Braun, Keontae Vernon, Casey Benson no longer here?
Yeah, we'll miss those guys. You know, Josh is a staple of this program and has been the face of this program for a long time and should be. A tremendous kid and a tremendous competitor. Same thing with Keontae and same thing with Casey. So as those guys step out, we got guys who are going to be able to step in. Last year we really relied on our defense because we had a hard time scoring. We still want to be a really good defensive team, but I think as we'll prove as the season goes along, we can really shoot the basketball.
What about Ollie Labor? Here's a kid that is now the preseason favorite for WAC Player of the Year. It was the WAC Freshman of the Year a season ago.
Ollie just got to work hard. He can't too much put pressure on himself. He's surrounded by terrific players, so he's just got to do what he's got to do. When it comes down to the game and we have to throw the ball into him, we will. He's a kid that's going to put pressure on himself, but he works really hard. He just got to go out and have fun and do what he does. He's a sophomore and just get better.
All right, well, welcome back and good luck tonight.
I'm excited, thank you.
As we are. Well, we are just getting started. We continue to count you down here from GCU Arena as the 2018-19 season gets underway. We'll have more of the Lopes pregame show after we take this time out, so stick around.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show here on Your View. We hope that you are enjoying the show so far, and if you're following along at home, we want you to be a part of the action tonight. Find us on social media, Twitter and Instagram, using the hashtag LopesRide. You can see those tweets appearing at the bottom of the screen right now, and who knows, that tweet could be your on the fun costumes. You can decide if you're going to do that, but no matter what, part of the action. I'm Kate Longworth, and I am joined now by GCU VP of Athletics, Mike Vaught. It's always so fun when you come together for the tip-off of the basketball season, seeing the students camped out there. You can feel the excitement in the air. So what are you anticipating for this basketball season with the new season ahead?
Just another incredible season. You know, our student body, the habits are unbelievable. Creating that atmosphere, the band, the children dance, everybody. And that crowd outside tonight waiting to come in was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could see them running in. It was like a controlled stampede, and it was very exciting. And I know it's getting hard now to schedule teams to want to come into this intimidating atmosphere, yet Once again, the Lopes have such a tough schedule, whether you're looking at home or on the road. When you look at some of those games and those teams, what stands out to you?
Well, there's some good opponents. University of Texas is going to be a good opponent. Northern Iowa's always good.
Right.
We're playing them up at their place. We got the Wooden Classic. We got Nevada, who's in the top 5. It's going to be a real challenge for our players. It's going to make us a better program, and I think we'll compete against those guys.
Yeah, we always see the Lopes never shying away from that competition, and now this is the 6th season that the teams are Division I competing, now of course eligible for that NCAA tournament. But how important is it for athletics on a whole to really go out there now and take that next step to establish GCU athletics?
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, it's our time. And, you know, we're a great marketing arm for the university, the athletics department. That's only going to help our university grow, and that's our part. So we're excited about this year. We've got some good programs coming up in the spring and fall, and, you know, baseball season comes around. They're going to be good again this year. But we're really looking forward to basketball season, both the men and the women.
Yeah, and some other fall sports in full swing, both men and women's golf doing well. We always try and get on with the teams when they travel to Hawaii. The women are there, but we had to be here for the opener,
right.
which is good. But, you know, we're always available for Hawaii, too.
That's right.
But what stood out to you when you look back on the golf season? What made them so successful on both sides for the men and women?
Well, actually, the women got rained out today in Hawaii, so maybe it's good we weren't there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, rain in Hawaii, but we do have the Havocs here in sunny Arizona.
Absolutely. I think both golf programs are positioned to have great years. They got a really good core group of players coming back. We have great coaches in the male and female sports and golf. So we're really excited about golf season when it rolls around.
And it's always exciting, whether it's a Friday night or just like this past Sunday when they celebrated Senior Day for the men's soccer team. But that stadium, to see it packed and to see those players performing, both the men's and women's team qualifying for the WAC tournament. And the men's team could be seated as high as 3. The women were seated 4th. How are you seeing them play out this WAC tournament? What's it going to take to advance that next level?
Well, real quick, the senior days are emotional for me. Well, and those are tough days for me to see those kids go and know that maybe the last time they suit up, for sure suiting up at home. So we want to thank all the seniors. They've done a fantastic job representing our university. But I'll be heading to Salt Lake City in the morning. The women's team play at 3 tomorrow. And then the men's tournament is next week. They're always a week later. So hoping they do well. They're positioned both in good spot. Men have one regular season match left against UNLV, and then they'll kick off the tournament next week up in Seattle.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing how that all finishes and continues to extend their season. But real quick before you go, we've got to talk about Nicole Powell. Absolutely incredible how she came in last season and really transformed women's basketball program here. What do you think is making her such a successful coach and the women really buying in?
Well, I think she's got a positive outlook. She's got a contagious smile and contagious personality. She's a good recruiter.
Yeah.
And she's really put a good group of student athletes together that have good chemistry. They're really working hard. I watched practice the other day, and there's a lot of cohesiveness there. She's special. And I think she's got a special group of kids this year.
Yeah, and she seemed so poised and ready last season. I think she's even grown into this position even more. So we're looking forward to what the women's basketball team can do out on the court. I'm fortunate enough, I'll be talking to Coach Powell coming up later in the game, and go enjoy this game. We'll have some fun and safe travels to Salt Lake City tomorrow.
Absolute. Great seeing you, Kate.
You too, Mike. All right, well, still more Lopes Pregame Show coming your way. After this, we're going to have Coro's Corner. The insider for GCU Lopes Athletics joins us right after this. Don't go anywhere.
And this is Ask GCU. Hi, I'm Brittany Holwyn, and you should watch Ask GCU,
where we answer your questions every week.
And the points don't matter. Wait, what?
Tune in every week for answers to be questioned.
Where we answer your questions in a common... all right.
I'm a professional banter! Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show. As we mentioned, we'll be talking to Nicole Powell. She's prepping for that interview right now, coming up on our game in our night. But we want to also wish her luck in the debut of the Lopes season for the new year ahead. They take on Benedictine Monday at 6 p.m. at GCU Arena. Powell has retooled and rebuilt a squad that already finished very strong last year conference play. Looking forward to talking to her later in the game action. See what she has in store for the Lopes this year. I'm Kate Longworth, back here now with our Lopes insider, Paul Goro. And Paul, we can almost hear each other. We're like this close to each other, but that's how loud it is here for GCU Lopes to open up their new season. Clearly, the student body and the fans are ready for this season. What are you anticipating for Dan Majerle's squad out on the court?
I think this is one of the most interesting clubs because of the additions they've made. You got 2 Power 5 transfers in the starting lineup. And this team really has to be at that level because they've decided to challenge themselves a lot more with the schedule that they're going to play at South Dakota State in a week. They'll be in the Wooden Legacy with teams like Utah and Seton Hall. Boise State comes here. They got Nevada downtown. They go to Texas. They are going to be ready for the WAC after that gauntlet.
Yeah, they're certainly, as I was mentioning earlier in the show, they don't shy away from the competition. And Dan also has a lot of new pieces to the puzzle to work with this year. What new player are you expecting to have the biggest impact this season?
Well, it's really tough. Michael Finke and Carlos Johnson both could be the answer to that. You know, Michael Finke's a transfer from Illinois, a big guy who can stretch the floor but adds a lot of size, experience, leadership, and he duplicates a lot of the things that the other big guys can do too. So I think maybe I'll side more with Carlos Johnson because he brings a lot more of original skill set to the team. He's tough as all get out. He comes after people. He attacks the basket. He's just got a tenacious way that he plays. He transferred from Washington, and people can root for him here because he's a local guy that came from Shadow Mountain High School and played junior high right down the street, right down Camelback Road, and now he's playing in here at the school that gave him his first offer.
Yeah, and you know that Coach Majerle loves that fiery attitude. He felt like at times different squads of his were missing that, and it sounds like this year he will have that. He's already said this is his deepest team. His 6th season now with the Lopes, and their 6th season as a Division I team. So what do the Lopes need to do to go out there now and show the college landscape they deserve to be a part of this?
Yeah, I think they proved that by getting within 1 step of the tournament last year, but now they've got a team with some more qualities. They were a great defensive team last year, led the nation in 3-point percentage, number 12 in defensive field goal percentage, but now they got more shooters. Across the board, they should be a better shooting team, and they can go inside out, they can run more, and they have that depth that you alluded to. There's 11 guys on the running for rotation spots with little or no drop-off. You watch practices, and the 2s can give it to the 1s some days because there's so much balance, and you got experience off the bench with guys like Jared Martin and Matt Jackson that have been here forever, but the new blood like a freshman like Tim Finke, a 4-star recruit that comes in here and gives a preview to the future, but doesn't have to come in and have a huge role right away because there's so much talent.
And you obviously go back with Dan Majerle, covering him his days with the Phoenix Suns. And Coach Majerle had an opportunity to interview with the Suns. He said, no way, I put my stamp here at GCU with this program. What do you think Dan Majerle has meant to the Lopes basketball program?
Oh man, everything. You go around town and he's synonymous with GCU right now. He's been here longer than he was with the Suns. He works night and day at this job. He's bleeding purple, as they like to say around here, because he puts a stamp on the program with passion, with the way he cares about the players, with his intensity to want to win, but also the dedication to be out recruiting, to represent GCU in public, all forms of the program. But he brings so much instant credibility because of what he's done out here. But now as a coach, he's proven. I mean, they have the number 22 winning percentage over the last 3 years of all of D1.
Right. And I think a lot of those attributes that you've seen in Coach Majerle, you can also say that Nicole Powell has. She obviously has those ties to the desert. She has got out there, proven she's a strong recruiter, and her players have bought into what she brings here to GCU. What are you anticipating in her 2nd season with the women's basketball program?
Yeah, this is the year where she gets to put a lot more of her stamp on the program because they have so many of these players. What you see right now in the stands with that team together, that's been happening all semester. They go everywhere together. They were at Macbeth together to watch the play. So these are her people. They've got some new blood that people don't know about in the WAC, but they can be instantly competitive with a roster, even though it's very much different from what she inherited last year.
Yeah, and we saw, I think, as the season played on, her confidence come through, and I think now we'll really see that shine through on the court with her players as she takes over with her 2nd season. And of course, what we're looking forward to is what's going on behind us. We cannot wait to see what Dan Majerle's Lopes have in store for us for this 2018-2019 season. And you can follow all their action at GCULopes.com with Paul Cora, the Lopes Insider. Paul, thanks so much for being here with us. And now let's get to this purple pregame party. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with plenty more action coming up right after this quick message.
Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/.
Welcome back to the Lopes pregame show. We've been breaking down what GCU has in store for this season, but let's see how they rank among other WAC teams. When it comes to the coaches looking at what's ahead, well, several players making that first team, starting with Oscar Freyer, and we've been talking about him this program. Alessandro Labor really stepping up for Grand Canyon last season, and this year he was getting votes as the preseason player of the year. How will this team handle their expectations? Well, you can probably imagine that Dan Majerle has that in check. We'll see how it all plays out as some of the players from New Mexico State also getting recognized. A.J. Harris, Seattle University, and Utah Valley finished on that list as well with a couple of players. They are ranked, all those teams are ranked in the top 4 of the all-WAC teams. And now here for the second team. Those are the players making the list, and a lot could be said for what's happening in the preseason, but what really matters, the regular season, and in just a few weeks, basketball will be underway here at GCU Arena. The pregame party has started, and we are ready to go. Barry Patel, Scott Williams, they'll have the other side. Grab your snacks. Costumes, they're not mandatory, but you can follow along with us if you want. And don't forget to use that hashtag #LopesRising all game long. Your tweets will be on the bottom of our screen. And now it's time, Lopes basketball. We'll be right back.
Performance is your profession. You excel in bringing the best out of people. Through leadership and insight, you help others fulfill their promise. You share a unique bond with your family and cherish your time together. But you strive to take the next step in your career. GCU's online degree program in performance psychology will enhance your skills in helping others succeed. Master your craft in an online PhD program that puts innovation and technology at the heart of education. And you can do it all within a tight schedule without disrupting other aspects of your life. With a PhD in performance psychology, you'll have the tools you need to elevate your performance to the next level. When human excellence meets cutting-edge technology, business advances.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/.
Sola Phoenix of Grand Canyon University and inside GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes begin the 2018-19 season by hosting the MSU Billings Yellow Jackets. Hello and welcome to GCU basketball alongside three-time NBA champion Scott Williams. I'm Gary Butel. Kate Longworth will be along in just a moment. Well, the Lopes had 22 victories a season ago. They'll look to build on that momentum as they are predicted second overall in the preseason coaches poll.
Yeah, right behind New Mexico State, right on their heels is Seattle U and Utah Valley University. It's really going to be a 4-team race for the WAC title.
Well, one guy to look for is the freshman phenom from a season ago, Alessandro Lever.
Well, he was absolutely fantastic in the second half of the season. He's a real big body down low, really uses his frame well, shoot the ball from about mid-range all the way out to the three-point line, and really is going to learn to crash the glass and go and get some easy buckets inside.
Alongside Alessandro Lever, there you see the big number for the Italian stallion. 12.2 points per game led the team at the end of the season for GCU. Alongside Alessandro is a junior now, Oscar Freyer, the human highlight reel.
Well, this kid actually has pogo sticks for legs. He's very tenacious on defense. He really loves to attack on the offensive end, going to the basket, high and hard finishes. Shot the ball really well from distance in the second half of the WAC season last year. He's a big reason for all of their success going forward.
Oh my, Oscar Freyer, 9.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game for him. And another guy that'll be stepping up will be no doubt Michael Finke. He's a guy that they need to step up, the guy from Illinois.
Yeah, I like this guy. He's got a little grit to him, a little sandpaper, hard hat, lunch pail kind of a guy. Played in that Big Ten for Illinois. He's going to crash the glass. He's going to play hard.
Well, for Finke, of course, coming in with his freshman brother, Tim Finke. For Michael Finke, the fourth leading overall scorer for the Fighting Illini a season ago. He'll be a big man alongside Lever. How about Billings coming in? Zach Rollins, their 6'6" senior.
Yeah, you got to really watch this kid. He really likes to get the ball up from outside. 238 threes a year ago, averaged over 15 points, 5 rebounds. Kind of a Swiss Army knife, does a little bit of everything.
15.4 points per game for Zach Rollins. As the Lopes begin the season at perhaps the deepest bench the Lopes have had. And for Coach Marley, he says perhaps the best team he's had on the floor.
He's got a lot of weapons.
Well, let's get this thing started, shall we? The Havocs are in the house. They're ready to begin the season against Billings. Let's send it down to the public address announcer, Paul DeNuser, with a special moment of silence, our prayer, and our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the beautiful GCU Arena and tonight's men's basketball matchup between the Yellow Jackets of MSU Billings and your Grand Canyon University Antelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, on October 17th, 2018, Dr. Dave Brazell, a legend at Grand Canyon University, passed away at the age of 93. Dr. Brazell served as a coach, teacher, and administrator for 50 years, leaving an eternal impression with his character, charisma, and competition. Brazell is most remembered for leading GCU baseball for 28 seasons, including winning an NAIA national championship in 1980. He went 728, 385, and 8 as the head coach of the baseball program, playing home games on a field that he designed in 1962 after founding the program a decade earlier. GCU's baseball field is affectionately called Brazell Field to this day. During his time at GCU, Dr. Brazell also coached the Lopes men's basketball program and men's golf teams, headed the athletic department, and chaired the health and physical education department, where his wife Mildred also taught for 38 years. Please stand and join Grand Canyon University in honoring the memory of Dr. David Burl Brazell with a moment of silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please remain standing. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by the GCU Student Body President, Noah Wolf.
Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for this evening. God, one we've waited a long time for. God, we thank you that basketball is finally back. And as we gear up for this season, God, we pray that not only on this court, but courts like this one throughout our nation, you are honored and glorified through everything that takes place. As we prepare for tonight's competition, God, we pray that you provide protection for the players who are competing, that you provide them an incredible level of joy and excitement for the athletic ability you have allowed them to pursue. We give you the rest of the year, the rest of the season, and this evening together, God. It's in your name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Noah. Fans, please remain standing as we now honor America with a playing of the national anthem. The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed this evening by the Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of Paul Cook. Thank you.
Noah Wolf, the ASGCU Student Body President, with our prayer and our national anthem by the Thundering Herd Pep Band. Time to introduce you to MSU Billings, the Yellow Jackets. Their head coach is Mick Durham. He's in his first season, a former head coach at the University of Alaska Fairbanks from 2011 through 2018. Here is Coach Durham's starting five. Brought to you by Dignity Health. Sven Yoshida, Tyler Green, Melvin Newbern Jr., Zach Rollins, and Seth Christians.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye on Tyler Green, number 13, is a 5'10 junior. He has averaged 12.5 points a game last season, but he had a career-high 24 points against the University of Mary, so he is capable of getting hot, getting cooked.
Time now to introduce you to GCU. Dignity Health starting lineups. Dignity Health, hello human kindness. Head coach Dan Majerle, starting five, Damari Milstead, Carlos Johnson, Oscar Freire, Michael Finke, and Alessandro Lever.
Yeah, Milstead's been given the keys to the car by Coach Majerle, and I think this team will go as far as he can lead them. 6'2", 190-pound sophomore, averaged about 4.5 points per game last year. Had a career-high 11 points against UMKC at right here at GCU Arena. But he shot a team-leading 52% from behind the arc. Not a volume shooter. When he gets it overlooked, you can expect it to go down.
22-12 a season ago. Head coach Dan Majerle in his sixth season. The associate head coach this season, the newcomer Lewis Wilson. The assistant coaches Chris Cremolo and TJ Benson. Director of Basketball Operations is Jesse Parker. The special assistant to the head coach is Johnny Hill. And the video coordinator is Matt Lopez. bench in his 6 seasons as head coach. Preseason coaches poll has him at number 2. It's time now to take a look at the Sanderson Ford keys to the game. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford.
Yeah, I saw the Havocs in their Halloween costumes, so I decided to go to a little Halloween theme, the Monster Mash. This is a big GCU team. This is a small MSU Billings team. They got to put a lot of pressure on the ball, crash this small team on both ends of the floor, on the glass, and then treats no tricks. Don't be that guy that passes out a box of raisins tomorrow when those trick-or-treaters come to your house, Barry. Just like this GCU team, they got to execute on the offense and play one to precision. No mental errors tonight. Don't give these Yellow Jackets any easy opportunities to run out. And then a fantastic piece. Set up GCU Arena that they have student bodies and the faculty feed off of tonight and all season long.
Oh man, the Havocs are in the house. Come out strong. Preseason pick for player of the year, number 25, Alessandro Labor. The officials, Chris Rastat, Glenn Mayberry, and Justin Shamian. And the 2018-19 season is underway. Damari Milstead brings it up. Pass that through. Michael Finke. Great. Just inside the line. A rebound. Pulled down by the Yellow Jackets.
Right away, they go to one of the players they expect to lead them all season long, and Oscar Square from behind the arc.
Picked off later.
Big man with quick hands.
Right, Fraser is inside. Labor had to pull that into his left hand. Newberg Jr. on him, turns. Soft footer. The fans can take a seat.
Very nice patience that time by the big man. Didn't get a great feed into the post, but he took his time, sized up the smaller defender, and shot right over the top.
Newberg Jr. Tyler Green. Out to his left. Near side. Rollins. Yoshida inside, trying to turn. There is Christian off the glass and in.
Down. Footwork by the big man. Starting back to the middle, swung it back down to the baseline. Labor couldn't keep up. Got himself an easy bucket inside.
Thank you, Frayer. Full roller. Carlos Johnson turns. Too heavy. Finke tried to pull it down. Unsuccessful. Here come the Yellow Jackets.
You'll see Johnson. He's not afraid to go down there in that painted area.
From Milstead. Infraction.
Already a couple turnovers here by the Lopes. They want to get out and pressure. Once that ball comes over half court, Coach Marley's going to demand a lot of ball pressure. Get out and deny the passing lanes.
Milstead yelling some encouragement to the team. You see him stepping up in the leadership role here. Finke hits the front of the rim, pulled down by Rollins.
I think you can take that shot. In fact, I was in practice. Coach Marley was a little upset one time when he passed an open look from about 17 feet.
Yoshida to his right, driving into Newberg Jr. Baseline, comes back out. Christian kicks it back out long range. Rollins way short.
Rollins want to have that one back, and the Havocs are letting him have it. He shot a 30-footer about 26 feet, came up way short.
Milstead to Finke. Michael Finke leads it for Carlos Johnson, formerly of Washington. Foul on the Lopes.
As Milstead starts to get more comfortable and his players start getting more comfortable with him, you'll look for him to penetrate, use that speed off the dribble.
Great! Ooh. Oh, there it is!
How did that ball go back down? It was halfway in, spun all the way back out, and then fell back down in the basket. Coach Marley said he's got a really good shooting basketball team.
Driving up off the glass and in for Rollins.
Too easy. Now the Lopes want to protect that painted area. If the Yellow Jackets are going to score, GCU must force them to score from the outside. Much like they want to do all their opponents this season. Don't give up any easy opportunities inside.
Milstead almost got his pocket picked by Newberg Jr. Finke Frere, far side, Carlos Johnson, not there, rebound, knocked out of bounds. Yellow Jackets.
See those white jerseys going to the glass there. Oscar Frere's been known to come in and follow jam a lot of those buckets, but how about that? 2 dribble step back jumper on that baseline. There's not a player in the Western Athletic Conference that could defend that move.
Rebounding margin 4-1 in favor of the Yellow Jackets here early on. Christians to his right. Yoshida comes back out. Germany native. Yoshida to his right, down low. Howard in the game now. Brendan Howard.
Yeah, Finke's got to come out. They like to switch that. The big's in the trap. The weak side big rotates over, takes the roll man, but he's got to get in a better position when he comes out there. Can't let a player get on his hip and draw that foul.
Christians quickly. Near side, Yoshida. In the corner, long distance and way long for Tyler Green. Johnson, driving, slashing, floater. Short with a foul call.
That's the attack mode that Johnson has displayed in practice in a lot of their drills. He just gets that ball. Look at him just size up the defender, kind of shimmy shake like he was going to go to the baseline, comes back to the middle, and is looking to draw the contact. Once you got that defender moving, get up onto his hip, get up onto his shoulder, get that contact, and then get to the foul line and knock the free throws down.
Christians checks out, coming into the game. Zeron Richmond.
I'm sure this Lopes team is excited to be out here in front of their fans, and right now you can tell they're just clutching a little bit.
That's heavy on that one. This is both. Started as a freshman at the University of Washington. That one went off. Frere?
Yeah, Frere just went in there and tried to use his size to jump over the top, and you get pushed underneath the basket, you're not going to get any ball that comes off hard, fast the way that one did.
Great inbound, back out. Zeron Richmond. Billings, Montana native. Leads with Tyler Green. Floater out, pulled down by Frere. Had 171 rebounds a season ago. Milstead, he tried to push it out. Frere had to help him out. Finke, Frere, long distance. Rebound, pulled down by the Yellow Jackets.
Offensive execution right now, not the sharpest I've seen out of this team.
Yikes. Howard pulled it down, leaves it there for Rollins. Their leading scorer and rebounder. Baskets are hard to come by for both teams. Time for a timeout. 4-4, the early score in this first game of the 2018-19 season between GCU and MSUB. Send it over to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you guys. I am joined now by women's basketball coach Nicole Pell. And as you head into your second season in charge here now, how different has this preseason been for you versus last year?
You know, I think as a staff, we're just settled in our roles. We got a great group of returners. And, you know, we're ahead on the recruiting game. We have a great freshman class that we were able to recruit. And so we're really excited about the future.
And you guys started out last year 3-8, and then things really clicked. You finished 9-5 in conference play. What was the turnaround? What started to click for you guys?
I think just getting time together, right? Everything was new. Everything we put in as an offense and defense was new from our freshmen all the way to our seniors. So just getting time together and just that constant improvement. I mean, that's the goal for us as coaches, is to constantly improve every single day. And I think we did that.
What are you anticipating for this year's squad when you look ahead, especially at the schedule?
You know, it's going to be kind of the same deal. We've got a lot of new faces. It just takes time to build that chemistry. You can't really rush that process. We're really bought in. We work really hard every single day, and we're expecting a lot of different people to contribute.
I've been talking to some folks around campus, and what they've said stands out about your squad already is just the cohesiveness, how you guys are always together everywhere you go. How do you hope that translates onto the court?
Well, you're right about that. We spend a lot of time together, but this is a really fun group. You know, we've just got some great personalities on the team. They enjoy one another. You know, I'm just hoping that leads in time to the chemistry on the court. It's always nice when you like your teammates and you like who you're playing with. And so, again, we just got really nice young women on the team that compete on a daily basis, and we'll see what we can do.
And of course, on the eve of Halloween, I've got to ask you, are you going to bring back the Wonder Woman costume? Of course, you and Dan Majerle making a splash on Midnight Madness. He was Batman, you were Wonder Woman. What was it like for you to be a part of that whole experience and experience the Havocs once again?
Oh my gosh, well, Midnight Madness here at GCU is unbelievable. It's the best in the country, and look at the Havocs tonight on for an exhibit. I can hardly hear you in here. It's unbelievable, and but actually tomorrow we have a surprise as a staff. So you'll have to wait to see the pictures for that one.
All right, that is what we call it, tease, and it was a good one. Wishing you the best of luck this season. Thank you, Nicole Powell.
Thank you.
Whistle called before Michael Finke hit his first bucket as a Lope.
Yeah, they got Howard down there, a little too aggressive with the body.
Johnson inbounds Frayer. Frayer comes back out to the key. Finke looks for three. Not there. Tipped. Labor. Still battling underneath. Off the glass and in. Alexandra Labor.
A nice job. Just using his frame. Pushed the small defender up under the basket. Kept his hands high. I like the way he kept the ball high. Got it back in there. Lopes really struggling from the field right now. Just 3 of 9 from the field. There's Labor underneath. Well, he does his work real early. So he gets down there, pushes his guy up underneath the basket, and then just uses his length.
Oh, nasty right there, right by Carlos Johnson with Sven Yoshida.
Oh, that was a really nice play down there. And normally the Lopes are known for executing their out-of-bounds plays. That time they got that playbook turned and used against them.
Trey Drexel in for Damari Milstead. Finke backing in. Physical presence, left-handed in, Michael Finke.
I didn't see that one in practice yet. I like that. Just a couple little baby crab dribbles and then nice little right shoulder turn. Flip that left-handed hook right over the smaller player.
Rollins to inbound right in front of the GCU bench. 6th season for head coach Dan Majerle. Near side, Rollins looks for three. In and out, rebound, put back by Zeron Richmond.
Coach Majerle's not happy about that. A little miscommunication on who was supposed to get back underneath and block out. So we had Labor out defending at the three-point line. Those are the little things they got to clean up.
Labor, Finke, cuts in, dishes underneath, Labor. Oh, not there, rebound, puts it home.
I like that. I mean, Labor missed the bucket, but nice little move by Finke. Yeah, he dropped the defender as he crossed him up and went to the basket.
Rollins drives. Is called.
Look at Finke right here now. Look at that. He just gives time for space to clear. Sees he's got the entire middle part of the lane to work with good court visions and then knocks it down. And then one more time here, nobody gets on the glass. Goes right in there and gets himself an easy bucket. Kind of things that drive a coach.
Michael Finke takes his seat underneath. Short, pulled down by Labor. Labor and Finke, 4 of 6 from the field, 8 points. Drexel.
Job on the
Johnson drives into the paint, lays it in.
Oh, I thought he was going to cuff dunk that one. He wound up like he was getting ready to bring the hammer. Decided to make sure he gets it easy. He slid past the defender. That's what he's really good at, knifing by people.
Green drives up high. Whoa, man, that hit like the top of the board.
It was up on the metal, not even on the glass.
Inside to Labor. Johnson. Labor trying to turn. Goes high, right hand with a skyline.
He just tanked him, trucked him like that time. He just backed in, used his big frame, says, all right, get out of my way, I'm going inside.
Alex kicked way out. Long distance in and out by Green. Roberts Blumberg's in the game for the Lopes.
This is a pace I think the Lopes would like to play at.
Frank. Good!
Yeah, so you control the defensive glass, you can get out and get transition. It wasn't really a fast break, but it was their secondary break. Players had the floor spaced. Oscar Freire got the sweet spot down there on that left wing.
Wholesale changes coming up at the scorers table for GCU. Driving, Green, trying to go high again. Trey Drexel brings it up. Formerly of Western Washington. Carlos Johnson, in and out.
I like the first one. The second one, he didn't fool the defender. I think it just was a tougher shot than the first one would have been. On there, sliding those biscuits, gets in front of the
the opening game of the 2018-19 season over MSUB. We'll be right back with more Lopes basketball after this timeout.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere, so you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
GCU men's basketball on YourView and GCU.tv is brought to you in part by Dignity Health, Hello Human Kindness, and by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. Barry Butel, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth, live from GCU Arena on the campus of Grand Canyon University. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, the sports scene just not the same here at GCU as the Lopes icon Dave Brazell passed away last Wednesday at the age of 93. Although a seat was saved tonight at the game in GCU Arena with his hat and cane just courtside. On October 17th, Dr. Dave Brazell, who was a legend here at GCU, he passed away after serving as a coach, a teacher, and administrator for 50 years. He has left an eternal impression with his character and his charisma, and of course his love for competition. Brazell will be most remembered for leading the GCU baseball for 28 seasons, including an NAIA national championship in 1980. His legacy will live on with players not just on the baseball diamond at Brazell Field at GCU Ballpark, but also with all athletics here at GCU.
No doubt about it. We miss Coach Brazell, true driving force to the institution here at Grand Canyon University when it was Grand Canyon College. 8-0 run for the Lopes. Trey Drexel hits his first bucket for GCU.
Yeah, Lopes started to find their groove. Came out a little nervous, started the basketball game. You know, a lot of people in the stands. They start 2 for 7. They're 6 of their last 10 cents. But how about that one by Drexel? Being aggressive there. You're going to go under the screen and roll. Drexel's got the range to make you pay for it.
Blumberg's to Drexel. Confident stepping onto a D1 floor. Blumberg's drive. Oh, tries to go left hand.
I think he lost that ball or didn't realize how far south behind the basket he was as he tried to come up on the other side and just threw it right into the bottom of the backboard.
Long distance.
Drexel get up and snatch that ball.
Gotta
have it.
There it is, Matt Jackson.
Yeah, Matt Jackson, he's got to have that. It's his senior year now. He's a real streaky shooter from behind the arc. When he gets off to a hot start, he's a lot more aggressive basketball player. Case in point. Oh. got that steal. Got out there, got that steal was Jackson. Got in that passing lane, but not really used to handling the ball in the open court. Tried to bounce pass it to one of his mates, but too low and out of bounds.
23-10, the lead for GCU.
This game was knotted up, 10-10. Lopes have just exploded here, putting the pressure on the Yellow Jackets. I really like this kid, Brazell. I'll tell you what, he's just a pretty young player.
J.J. Rhymes turns and fires. That's short. There's an electricity in the air here this opening game.
The other Finke brothers out there, look at him pressure the ball.
Tim Finke. Terashima. On three is way long. Brazell with the rebound.
He has a knack, a nose for that ball. Look at up ahead, maybe a little too strong.
Tim Finke had to grab it. Jackson pulls down. Freshman from Champaign, Illinois. Lumber. Brazell. Brazell top of the key, bounce pass. Blind pass. Lumber. Majerle letting Brazell know.
Yeah, the play was Matt Jackson posting up down low. I think he's got to throw that ball. He's got to figure out a way to feed that ball into Matt Jackson. 6'10". We got one yellow jacket player on the floor that's that size, and that is it. They got a huge size advantage. Let Jackson go to work down there in that block.
11-0 run for GCU. Finke wraps his hand up high, knocks it out. Wave of Lopes coming off the bench, playing well.
They're going to swarm to the basketball. Nice job by Finke coming down from the foul line.
Inbound right in front of the GCU bench. Newburn Jr. Terashima driving baseline, kicks back out underneath. Looks for Christians, lost the handle. Foul going to be called. J.J. Rhymes.
Excuse me, Barry. Once GCU has choked off the interior, the Yellow Jackets have found it really tough to find a basket. And they're doing a good job playing without fouling.
Underneath. Doesn't go there for Newburn Jr. Kick back out though. Fresh clock. Tees Abdul. Three-point attempt. Rings out, pulled down by Jackson.
Well, Jackson, I love to really see this guy really have a strong year this year.
Lean back from that back injury. Under! And bam for Lumber!
Oh, Roberts hanging out underneath the basket. Good hands with the catch and the strong, high finish.
Timeout on the floor, 25-10. The Lopes have opened things up.
Just one more time. That's just good court vision. I believe that was Brazell again with the pass underneath. Yeah, look at Brazell. He just does a nice job. Waits for the defense to clear out to the corner. The man cutting to the corner and then fires a strike right underneath.
So the Lopes started a bit sluggish, but their second wave coming off the bench is giving them a big spark. Many of them seeing their first action as GCU Lopes.
Yeah, Finke, the younger Finke out there, and Brazell's doing a good job. I like the way these kids are coming out, the pressure of the ball, and they have not allowed anything inside.
Team's back on the court.
J.J. Rhymes out there, Finke. Both Finke brothers out there letting them play together. You know, they had a lot of driveway games playing with and against each other.
Ricketts looks underneath. Newburn Jr. underneath. Loses the handle. Christians. Finke. Look out. Diving for that ball. Slid right into the player's bench.
I like that. Kid starts underneath the paint, sees that ball scored outside. Later just goes all out for it here. You had someone tell this kid it's an exhibition game not to get hurt tonight? But when you got one way that you play, you don't know how to play any other way. And that's why Coach Marley's got him out on the floor. He loves that tenacity.
Hiroshima. Floater up high. That doesn't go.
Another board for Jackson.
Crowd continues for the Yellow Jackets. Drexel cuts back out front. Leaves it for Rhymes. J.J. Rhymes, Shadow Mountain High School. Michael Finke comes in a bit and puts it home.
Love a player with a good mid-range game. That's old school right there. Show him the ball, take a couple dribbles, get in closer and knock down a two-point field goal. Nothing wrong with that.
Near side, Yoshida. Hiroshima. Over to Newburn Jr. Far side to Abdul. Back out, Yoshida.
A little bit of a breakdown there. Somebody got caught watching the man, didn't see the ball. Player cannot dribble from the three-point line right down the heart of your defense and get a layup.
Rhymes, so it doesn't go.
A slithery little move there by Rhymes. He kind of just worked his way down there and got that ball up off the glass and drew the foul. Has a chance to go to the line and get a couple freebies.
27-12. Freshman Player of the Year, Alessandro Lever, a season ago. And he is predicted to be Player of the Year in just his sophomore season.
I really like the way this kid plays because he just plays hard. He doesn't take anything for granted when he's out there on the floor. He'll do it on the defensive end, and he takes advantage of his opportunities on the offensive end too. See, they're athletic hands. They don't give him the basketball. So it's like, okay, I'll go get it myself off the offensive glass. Patience with a couple crab dribbles in there over the smaller defender. And he didn't finish the first one, but he stays with it. Doesn't hang his head. Got a couple rebounds in this basketball game. Hold on, just put in together his work. He'll have double figures in points and probably be right around the 8 to 10 point range on the rebounds.
And really, for the last 6 seasons, I don't think they've had this post presence that they have now with Michael Finke. They've got some bigs down low. Their high-low game is going to be interesting to watch throughout the course of the season.
Yeah, it will be interesting to watch because you got a guy in Finke that can also play with his back to the basket, but yet the understanding that Lever would like to be able to go down low and have space to operate. He can step out on the perimeter, and he's got good passing skills, so you can give him the basketball, from a high-low position or off the dribble and scoop it underneath too, spoon feed the big man underneath.
(27-12) the score. Lopes on a 15-2 run over the last 5 minutes, 37 seconds. The Yellow Jackets just one of their last 10 from the field. Michael Finke with 4, Jackson with 3, Drexel with 3.
Right, man. They got us up here in this new location. We're behind the Havocs rather than being in front of them. And I like this catbird view. I'm having some issues trying to go from doing the stand-up and then coming back here. This is like a little preseason game for us, too, isn't it?
It really is. Got a little shock earlier. That was the first.
The cord around my neck there. Almost choked myself out.
Both bench outscoring Billings heavily here. They really are deep.
That's what I like. See that all-ball pressure there by Milstead? You can get that out of him every night. That would be tremendous in how this team can set the tone defensively off the travel.
Richmond down low. Doesn't go. Got the rebound. Richmond puts it back.
Oh, he stayed with it. He got away with a walk. It's okay. He said, I got to get to this bucket somehow. We can't hit anything from the outside. All 14 of their points have come in the painted area. I realize if they're going to score, they've got to do it damage down low.
Milstead working with J.J. Rhymes. Carlos Johnson now to his left. Looks inside to Lever. Johnson for three. That's going to miss. Pulled down underneath by Richmond. Rayer getting set to return to the game. Down low, uncontested, Yoshida.
First bucket from behind the arc there, and I don't understand why somebody did not run out to Yoshida and run him off of that line. He's wide open out there, nobody within 10 feet of him.
First three-pointer by the Yellow Jackets. Plenty of room. Finke beyond the arc in the corner. Swarm looked for labor and picked off by Melvin Newburn Jr. Terashima. And the putback by Richmond.
And a lazy pass down low from Finke down there to Flavors, and led to an easy run out for the Lopes. Excuse me, for the Yellow Jackets.
They get fired up. Yellow Jackets on a 7-0 run. Finke from the corner. Good! Michael Finke!
I said he had a nice stroke. I didn't realize he could step all the way out there behind that three-point arc and knock him down, but that was real impressive.
Almost picked it off. Newburn Jr. Oh, looky, who hits it? Jeez, Abdul.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Once the kind of you get off that schneid where you really couldn't score for a while, all of a sudden it seems like the baskets come in bunches, and I think that's what the Yellow Jackets needed. They're a team that plays with confidence, and here they come out in a little zone defense. They get Milstead. Trying to penetrate against the zone, over-penetrates and gets the charging call. But go back to that one by Finke. I love the rotation on the basketball. Swing, find the open guy in the corner. Nobody held the ball. They gave it, moved it over to the next guy who moved it over to the next guy. You cannot move on the defense as fast as the ball can move on the offense, and they get a wide open shot as a result. Good, unselfish basketball on the offensive end.
10-point lead. Yellow Jackets 4 of their last 4 from the field. Yoshida to his right. Labor comes out. Off of the hands of Zeron Richmond.
And Coach Marley's going to put that one on the film session tomorrow, because that was an example of great defense. They got him in the trap. Look, Carlos was real aggressive, stayed between his guy and the basket. Big Lavers comes over. Next thing you know, the offensive player gets a little nervous. Too much heat on the pass, and it goes out of bounds.
Up high, Oscar Prayer!
They used to start games like that with a high handoff from Prayer. They realize teams are really on to that now. The scouting report's out after 5 years, so they saved it for in-game, and it worked to perfection.
Gamers putting it together, living on a Frere. Richmond loses the ball.
Yeah, he wants to say so and poked it away, but he just lost it himself. Look at it one more time here. Nice pass by Lowe's. He threw it really high, but with the elevation that Frere gets, he just able to stay up there and wait for it and slam it down.
Timeout on the floor. The Lopes 34, the Yellow Jackets 22. We'll be back with the rest of the opening half right after this.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
Feel the thunder in the heart of Phoenix. GCULopes.com.
Kate Longworth Lopes with a 12-point lead over the Yellow Jackets with just Illinois. At the time, it was just a dream for the but now it's a reality for redshirt senior transfer Michael and freshman Tim.
It's been great. We always Once I redshirted my freshman year, we always had the idea of maybe possibly playing together. My 5th year at the time, I was recruiting him to Illinois. Now it kind of went the other way, and he recruited me here a little bit. But it's been great. We're really hard on each other, and we've always been competitive. Us two, my other brother who plays basketball at West Point, us three just always growing up playing together in the driveway, whether it's basketball, wiffle ball, football, whatever it is. So we've always had that competitive edge.
Michael referenced his other younger brother, Nick. He's a sophomore at the Army. And Tim, of course, Coach Marley's 4-star recruit. And really, this athleticism runs in the family. The ball at Illinois, where he also lettered as a tight end for the football squad. So I'd say in all of this, guys, it's the Lopes who win out on the Finke brothers.
No doubt about it. Happy to have Michael and Tim wearing the GCU Lopes colors. Michael Finke into Labor. Labor trying to back in on Newburn Jr. Charge. Labor. Questioning that.
Well, you know what he does is he doesn't move off. He doesn't move the man off his spot. He's got his feet set, and Labor just bangs right into him. That's going to be an easy call for the offense. You can get to the side of his body and have those feet just come up off the floor while he's stepping to the side. Now you can work on it. But if you just run through the man, that's going to be an offensive foul every time.
The Yellow Jackets retain possession, 16 on the shot clock. GCU 4 of their last 5 from the field. Billings 4 of their last 4. So both teams trying to find their groove here.
Yeah, Frere, Labor, and Finke, 10 of 15, those three for 22 of the GCU's 34 points.
Yoshida driving left hand, too heavy. Knocked out. Ooh, Yellow Jackets will have possession on the fresh 30 on the clock.
I thought that was off Howard. I don't know if that was, Howard banged it and then somehow it caught a piece of Ollie underneath, but it really looked like Howard was the one that banged it out of bounds.
On the right hand of Finke. Off the glass and in for the Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets going inside in this first half here. 18 of their 24 down low.
Ollie's face getting redder and redder at the moment. Labor, long distance. Oh, yeah.
That's good right there. A little pick and pop with the big man. He's in double figures now. 10 points. Excuse me, make it 11.
Look at Damari with the steal. Milstead. Underhand. Oh, it doesn't go. Push back out. Wow.
He's standing out of bounds.
Yeah.
He jumped up in the air like, okay, maybe the referee won't catch me standing over here on the X in Phoenix. I jump off of it and try to throw the ball back into one of my teammates.
This is Glenn Mayberry. This is his first rodeo.
Look at that. I love the pressure defense. That's where he's going to be a big contributor on the defensive end. He's got to make the layup. Tried a little fancy one-arm finish, one-hand finish. Too strong.
Howard.
Yeah, stepped out there behind that box and that arc rather, and knocked that thing down. And after a very slow middle part of the first half, the Yellow Jackets turning it on.
They almost got a hand on that. Push back out. Frere with a jumper. Got!
Frere's got himself 9 points in the half, making it look real easy. Good switch that time by those two perimeter players. That's the type of communication you'd like to see. Carlos Johnson hasn't been here that long.
Zach Rollins, 6'6" senior. In Pelham, New York, their leading scorer and rebounder a season ago. In the corner, Frere. Back out. Labor. Milstead moves to his right. Gets back out a bit. Crossover into the paint. Up high. Floater and good.
That was really nice by Milstead. I don't know if he would have had the patience a year ago to make that play, or maybe just been a little too antsy to try to make it too soon, but he had good patience offensively, waited for that middle area to clear, and then went into his move.
Oh, the Lopes trying to get a hand on it. Labor. Picked back out. Oh, my goodness. There's your first game. Way back. Labor finally.
You can watch Steph Curry shoot, I think, a little too much. That was definitely out there well beyond the NBA arc where he fired that up. But that was off of a new shot clock. I don't know if he was trying to go 2 for 1 in the final moments of this half, possibly, but I don't know if a bad shot necessarily qualifies as smart basketball.
Johnson loses a handle. Here come the Yellow Jackets. 34 and counting left to go. In the corner, uncontested and good. Zach Rollins.
Well, they got their 2 for 1, and Rollins is starting to heat up here. He's going to take a little momentum in the locker room with him. Remember, we highlighted him in our pregame show as a guy that took 238 threes from a season ago. And not for this. The Yellow Jackets, after being down big in the first half, now clawed this thing back, and he got it under double figures down to 9 points.
Western Athletic Conference coaches poll, preseason coaches poll, as GCU in that number 2 spot. New Mexico State, the conference champions a season ago, at 63 points. The Lopes with 58. Seattle U coming up strong.
You know, and we should mention that that poll was taken before they knew that Carlos Johnson for GCU was going to be eligible. So I wonder, you know, if those numbers would have flip-flopped to 63-58, New Mexico State GCU, or at least narrowed that gap some.
Top 25 preseason rankings. I see your Tar Heels are at number 8.
Yeah, we got some questions at the point guard spot, depending on how a young freshman can come along and how he can play. You know, Duke's ahead of us a little bit. Who's number 1? Kentucky?
Kansas. Kentucky, Gonzaga. Wait to see how they play. Milstead, under 10 to go. Quickly, 7, 6. Frayer. Milstead, he's going to lay it up there for 3. Ooh,
I think they may put some time back on the clock. That ball bounced out of bounds prior to the end of the half, so they may go put a second or 2 back on this game clock, and that's exactly what they're going to go do. Mari Milstead, we bragged about him when we were showing the starting lineup, shooting 52% behind the arc. Little rust on that shot from over the offseason. He's kind of smiling a little bit about it, like smiling, realizing, hey, I got an open look and I airballed it. Make the next one.
Well, the locker room should be fun.
Yeah. Well, it may or it may not be, depending on how Coach Marley will take the fact that his team has lost focus here in the second half of this first half.
Let's take a look. Where do you see it? 2.5.
See it going there. Where does it hit the ground there? Here.
There you go. Look at that.
You got great camera operators. Good job. The truck.
This isn't an exhibition game for this crew.
Yeah, look at it. They actually shorted them 0.8 of a second. They put 1 second on the clock. Nope, now they changed it. They got it right.
They checked it up. Cool. There you saw it, Coach.
Well, this is one where you just got to keep the ball in front of you, make them shoot something from half court. You don't even shoot it at all.
Well, that was fun. Halftime, 41-32 is the score. With the Lopes on top over the Yellow Jackets. Longworth making their way out to the court to check in with head coach Dan Majerle.
All right, thank you guys. And coach, it's the first time officially the team out on the court against the competition. What stands out to you so far from the Lopes' first half?
Well, obviously we're a little nervous, and why wouldn't you be? I mean, we got the greatest crowd in the world. So I told the guys to be a lot of nervous energy. That second group came in and played really good defense. And then we brought that first group back in, and defense was bad. They didn't rebound the ball, which is concerning because they're very big. Then on the offensive end, they just weren't communicating. So that first group's got to do a better job. I thought our second group was tremendous.
Obviously, now they have the first half. They understand what this crowd is all about. What would be your message to the team at half?
Well, they got to rebound the basketball. We're not doing a good job there. We got to do a better job on the defensive end. Like I said, those big guys in that first group. Ali, played well in the offense end, but he's got to get it to us on the defensive end also.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Not the first time, and might not be the last time we hear about Dan Majerle preaching about that defense right now. The Lopes out-rebounded 19-15, and they've given up 5 offensive boards.
Yeah, that second group, that second wave, and the bench depth certainly shined as they propelled the Lopes into the lead. 41-32 is your halftime score. Kate will be back with more of our halftime festivities from Phoenix, Arizona, and the campus of Grand Canyon University.
Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they drippin', ice. Came through drippin', drip, drip. Came through drippin'.
Mountain Dew Ice, a clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams. You're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
That's it! Utah Valley in penalty kicks is your 2017 Western Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Tournament champs.
In the end, we knew this is where we wanted to be. This was the goal, and we knew as soon as we got here, we'd
Welcome back. It's the Lopes halftime show here on Your View right now. GCU with a 9-point lead over the Yellow Jackets here in a home opener of the 2018-2019 season. I'm Kate Longworth. Thanks so much for being here with our halftime show, and I'm very happy to welcome in GCU President Brian Mueller. And it's hard to believe that now it has been 6 seasons for the Lopes team to be in that Division I level of play. We've seen that level play out on the court, but what stands out to you over this transition period?
Well, it is. It's gone very, very fast. It's hard to believe this is our 6th year. Number one, we did way better than people thought. We've had the most wins, the best winning percentage of any transitioning team in the history of the NCAA, so that stands out, obviously. Very excited about this year's team. A lot of maturity. The transfers are going to contribute a tremendous amount. The expectations have never been higher.
Yeah, let's talk about some of those expectations, because I was getting text alerts right when I woke up this morning about just how crowded it was on campus. Get here. They did just that. They were out on the quad, ready to run in. You can feel that excitement here on campus and from the community. What are you anticipating for the Lopes to consider this a successful season?
Well, I think without question, we got to win the tournament. We got to win the tournament and go to the NCAA tournament. You know, we got our first 4-star guard in Tim Finke. That was a big thing. His brother's now here. He was a starting forward for the University of Illinois, 6'10", 230-pound player. Oscar Freyer's going to break out this year, we think. Alessandro Lever. And then some of the other new guys. Trey is going to be a tremendous player for us in both the 1 and 2 spots. So we're more mature than we've ever been. We're bigger. We're more physical than we've ever been. The character in this team is very high. Coach Marley loves them because they're such hard workers. Little jitters today in the first half. The anticipation is so great. I think they'll settle down and play really good the second half.
Yeah, you can tell them what it's going to be like in here, but they can't really prepare for it until they step out on that court. And you mentioned Coach Marley just really putting his work ethic into this team, but he's also said this is the deepest team he's ever had. Overall, what has Dan Marley meant for this program?
Well, there's no, I mean, it's a marriage made in heaven. The fact that we've got Mr. Colangelo and we've got Coach Marley as part of this basketball program in Phoenix, Arizona, there is no more powerful combination that you can possibly have. With what Dan means to the community, his charisma, how people love him, and what he's now bringing here, and he instills that in all our players. I can tell you that there is not a team that works hard for our team, but the team through the wall for him. And so this is a very, very rare combination that we've got here, and we're going to make the most of it the next 4 or 5 years. We're really excited about what we bring to this thing.
You reference the next 4 or 5 years. What do you want to see happen for this program as well as athletic programs across the board here at GCU?
You know, right from the beginning, we said we wanted a top 20 program here, and we're going to have a top 20 program here. What Gonzaga has done, that is exactly what we want to do, and we're getting closer every year. And so we just need to keep adding to what we're doing. If we can get in the tournament, the kind of players we're going to be able to get is going to go up even more. And so we got a tremendous amount to build on. You know, they just got a commitment from another 4-star guard, so we got 2 4-star players now, and we have a guard transfer from the Big Ten that will be eligible next year. So this team is going to be good. Next year's team is going to take another step up.
It's absolutely incredible what GCU has done with its athletic programs and men's basketball team to get on the NCAA map and really transcend college basketball. If you haven't been out here to the arena yet, we encourage you to get out there this season. Unfortunately, we'll be here all season long. Thank you so much, Brian Bueller, for joining us. And now we'll head to break, but when we come back, highlights, scores, and much, much more from Barry and Scott. Don't go anywhere.
Curiosity fuels you. It helps you understand the world around you. It's your guide through life. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Change is difficult, but Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. While businesses are being transformed by artificial intelligence and analytics, GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation and make sense of the world. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems and sharing your insights, you're helping to build a better tomorrow for you, your community, and your family. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Do you want to be on Ask GCU? Twitter raffle.
Twitter raffle.
Tweet us your questions, and the person with the best question is going to get featured on the next episode with the crew.
My dudes.
What are you doing?
People don't like us very much, it seems.
Tweet hashtag AskGCU to get your question featured.
Back at GCU Arena, where the Lopes are on top of the Yellow Jackets, 41-32. Halftime. Great quick change artist was the act at halftime, and it's amazing the halftime acts they have here. It's big league, man. I don't know how they do that.
I don't know how they do it either.
It takes me like 30
amazing.
minutes.
That last one they do where they just sprinkle the confetti down and using a completely new outfit. It's amazing.
It's amazing is right. Let's check out our halftime highlights and stats brought to you by Dignity Health. Dignity Health, hello human kindness. We begin with Oscar Freyer.
Yeah, that little step back on the baseline is undefensible for any player in the Western Athletic Conference. Later using his size around the basket, just too big, too strong. And then Yoshida, how about them sneaking inside, a little nice baseline out of bounds play. And I love the way Drexel came in. He was part of that second group that Coach Marley loved. He knocked the three down there. And Robert Blumberg's with the nice hands underneath. And I like this one by Finke right here. Nice little mid-range game for the kid from Illinois. And then, that was the one off the steal, the transition basket. And that's the one that got Coach Marley all fired up. And Freer said, whatever you can do, I can do better.
Look at our halftime stats brought to you by Dignity Health. 40% from the field, 56 for the Lopes, 56.7, 5 of 12 from the arc. Rebounding margin in favor of the Yellow Jackets.
Surprising.
Yeah, points to the paint. Also the Yellow Jackets by 2.
Yeah, I mean, they did a nice job attacking early. The 10 of those 18 came in the very beginning of the basketball game. That second group cut all of that off, and then the starters came back in, as Coach Marley said, and gave up too many easy baskets. Most of those were on transition. Defensive boards, Coach Marley wants to see improve. And also, hey, he was impressed with the second wave coming off the bench. Well, I really like that second wave's energy. That was the biggest thing that was most impressive to me. And I give that kid Drexel a lot of credit for that. Set the tone. No doubt about it. Second half is coming up, so stick around. We'll join you from GCU Arena in Phoenix after we take this time out. Havocs are in the house. It's 41-32, the Lopes over the Yellow Jackets.
Feel the thunder in the heart of Phoenix. GCULopes.com.
There's an exciting destination for food, fun, and golf in the heart of Phoenix. Come to the GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain real-world experience and deliver unmatched service. Enjoy beautiful amenities like a resort-style pool, full-service fitness center, championship golf course, and coffee shop GCBC. Canyon 49 Grill serves American fare all day and happy hour with a great vibe and Lopes pride. Room rates start at $89 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com today.
Welcome back, Kate Longworth here at GCU Arena, where the Lopes are on top of the Yellow Jackets, 41-32 at the break. We're getting ready to head into second half action, but first, leading the way in the first half for all scorers, Labor with 11 points. Meanwhile, Austin Breyer, he had 9 points to his name, and Finke with 7 for his first time in the GCU uniform. A couple players with 7 points for NC Billings, and at the break, Coach Marley told he wants to see his team step it up on D, so we'll see how that carries out in the second half as those jitters playing in front of this big Havocs crowd start to wear off for the Lopes. Meanwhile, I am joined now at halftime by Pastor Tim Griffin. Thank you so much for being here with us. And although the basketball season is just tipping off, you're about 1/3 of the way through for the GCU school year. What's been happening around campus so far?
Well, it's been a great year. We've got intramurals started and club sports going, and all of our freshmen are starting to get in the swing of being a student at GCU, so we have all kinds of activities going every night, so it's been a great start to the year.
And you are one busy man. You're the dean of students, the university pastor. You're a confidant to many of the students here on campus. You also are one of the strongest supporters of all sports teams. How do you do it all and still have a life? And you always have a smile on your face, so I think you're enjoying it as well.
Well, I kind of operate by sleep is overrated. But it's just wonderful to be at GCU events. The students are just so exciting to be around. It really makes it easy for somebody like me to be around them because they just give you a whole new level of energy. So I love athletics. I love the student events that we have and the clubs and programs that the students have started and lead. So it's pretty easy for me to be involved in a lot of things around campus.
And you've been at GCU for nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
And in that decade, here's a tough one. I don't know if we have enough time, but how have things changed? Because every time you drive onto campus, something's different.
It's been incredible. Who knew that it would be like it is now? We built so many buildings and increased our enrollment by so many thousands that it's hard to keep up with it, to be quite honest with you. The amount of support that the university has provided for the student experience makes my job so much easier. So, you know, in 10 years we've added, we've gone from about 1,000 students to 12,000 students living on campus. So it's pretty exciting to be a part of it. So there's been a lot of changes in the last 10 years.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us. I know you have a busy life, so I appreciate you taking this time out. And now you mentioned just how exciting it's gotten on campus. Let's just turn things over to the Havocs and to this basketball team to finish things off in the second half.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. Have a great year.
Thank you. You as well. And now let's get over to my partners in crime, Barry, Scott, second half action. Let's get it underway and tip off this second half play as soon as the team files out here.
I hope I didn't miss the question.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Pastor Tim Griffin. Fantastic.
I can't hardly hear you down there,
right?
Katie. You was screaming down there. I'll tell you one thing that Coach Marley was able to hear and see was the way this young kid Brazell came off there in that second group. I'm talking a little bit about him, but I didn't realize he was on the floor just for the first half alone. That means you're getting after it defensively out there. And my, did he get a start here in the second half?
He did indeed.
Reward for his good play in the first half.
Yeah. Off of Freyer, he picks it off.
Textbook defense.
Yeah.
Get out there to defend the wing, get your hand in the passing lane, but you don't turn your feet, you turn your neck and your body and get the deflection.
Johnson trying to drive, foul called. Lopes fans remain on their feet until the Lopes hit their opening bucket here in the second half.
Yeah, I'm looking down on that bench. Where is Damari Milstead? Yeah, he's on the pine. I thought maybe he might have got nicked in that first half, but he has gone with Brazell here as a different look in that starting group.
There hits the bucket. Fans can take a seat.
I'll tell you what, Finke, Frere, and Laver now 13 of 18 here in this basketball game. We got 29 points. like to see Finke get on the glass. Tell him it's okay, he can get a rebound tonight.
They're 5 of 7. Movement there.
Yeah, Finke's one of these guys. He had 4.5 rebounds at Illinois last year. That number's got to come way up. I don't know if he's got to double it, but he certainly must improve on it.
Lever turns, looking for Johnson, leaves it there. Johnson wants a long 3. Ooh, it's rings out. Pulled down by Christians. Rollins brings it up for the Yellow Jackets. Ooh, loses it temporarily. Freier's right on him. Rollins, ooh, right by Finke. Lays it in. Does Melvin Newbern Jr. Drexel. Drexel to his right. Freier wants some more. Ooh, rings out. Rebound underneath. Push back. And Alessandro Lever puts it home.
Lever's doing a good job. He's only missed 1 field goal tonight. He's having his field day on that offensive glass. Just really pushing those smaller Yellow Jackets underneath.
Christian's waiting patiently. Travels.
Oh yeah, he walked. He's changed his pivot feet because there was a rush to the basketball by the Lopes defenders.
Lever inbound up to Trey Drexel. 6'6". Redshirt senior gone. Western Washington. Native of Linwood, Washington.
Playing with Drexel down there posting up. Got Finke on the perimeter.
Ooh, look out. Michael Finke. Oh! Does he pull it back?
No, I think they got a Yellow Jacket stepping on the line as he tried to save that ball. Here it is one more time. Look at this one. Rollins going over for that basketball, diving down there. We used to be down there, Barry. Remember them? Yeah. Those good old days?
Look it up here. Kettler off of the glass. How about Trey Drexel?
I like this kid. You kidding me right now? How aggressive he is on both ends of the floor? Tell you what, if I'm Milstead right now, I'm kind of a little nervous.
Competition. It's good. Rollins. To his left, Newbern Jr. kicked back out by Yoshida. Picked off by Carlos Johnson.
Well, GCU is doing a good job extending the pressure in the second half. I think they got a stern talking to, especially this first group, of getting out there and putting more ball pressure.
8-2 run by GCU to open up the second half. Have opened up their lead 49-34. Drexel with 6 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. Getting the start here in the second half. Take a look.
Yeah, I like this one right here. Just turns the corner on that high screen roll. Nobody gets between him and the basket. Keeps alive, dribble, and takes it all the way to the rack. And then CJ just jumping out there in that passing lane. You play good D, you get an opportunity to get an easy bucket before the defense has a chance to set.
Lopes back in action here November 10th. Regular season opener here at home. They're traveling to South Dakota State. Looking South Dakota.
You ever been there?
Yeah, I worked up there.
Come on.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
Good part of the country up there.
A
lot of wind in the Dakotas.
I
rode G League, right?
I rode through there one time on my way to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Isn't that where they have that big like bike rally or something in South Dakota?
Sturgis. That's over way like 5 hours. It takes like 5 hours to go all the way across the Dakota.
That's where I was. I was in Sturgis and I went and saw the
Deadwood?
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that's right there.
Check that out. I get around.
Corn Palace? Have you been to the Corn Palace? Mitchell, South Dakota.
Can't say that I have.
Well, there you go. You got to put that on your bucket list, my friend. 49-34. We talked about Tar Heels at number 8. Kansas on top. Kentucky, Gonzaga, Duke, Virginia, Tennessee, Nevada, who takes on the Lopes downtown at Talking Stick. Carolina, Villanova, and Michigan State round out 10.
Coach Izzo, I always like the Coach Izzo coach teams. I guarantee you they'll be right there when the dust settles.
Oregon, Florida State, 17. TCU, 12. great year. Conference play gets started January 3rd here.
It's going to be a fun year. I'm good buddies with Rex Chapman, and he's always popping off about his Kentucky Wildcats. How good they're going to be this year, how good the freshmen look.
He should be talking about their football team. How about that?
Oh, he does.
Kentucky football team. They could be a disruptor. Well, in Lexington. There's Drexel. Drexel over to Johnson. Johnson cuts in, sweet move, a little floater in there.
He gets a score. He's just got a ability to put that round ball in the round cylinder. And he's going to be a nice addition for Coach Marley. Look at that pressure though. They get Oscar Ferreira out there 23 feet away from the bucket, defending his man without the basketball.
Rollins, kick back out. Yoshida. Left-handed bounce pass off the glass is Melvin Newburn Jr.
Valley's got to be a little faster in rotation. Come over and challenge that shot. Maybe swat it back over into the first row for which it came.
Labor, turning, shoot. In and out.
But, you know, that shot didn't fall. But that's a great shot by the big man. Left shoulder turn over a smaller defender, not fading away from the basket.
Later pulled down the rebound.
Got Finke batting for second.
Johnson wants some. Rebound, Labor. Labor muscling his way off the glass. Drives up. No.
Johnson can't get a three to fall tonight. I know he's a decent three-point shooter. He wants to prove that he can make it from behind the arc. But anytime you just get it up around that basket with Finke, Labor, and Frere going on the offensive glass the way that they are, some good things are happening.
Timeout on the floor. 15:45 to go, second half. The Lopes lead it 53-36 over the Yellow Jackets. So Trey Drexel getting some extended minutes here in the second half. It's really brought that energy to this team on the floor.
I like the kid. I didn't know anything about him until I went to practice, and I saw him out there competing. I actually thought it was the other Finke, but turns out this kid's got some game.
Send it down to Kate Longworth.
All right, thank you guys. Joined now by a couple of stars from the women's basketball team. And you guys are both new to the program. So AJ, what brought you here to GCU?
Well, the main factor is it was just the great coaches. I know they have a lot of experience. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. And I have family out here, and it's just, I heard a lot of great things about GCU.
We're excited to see you out on the court working under Nicole Powell. And Taylor, you're from Bakersfield. So how was Nicole Powell's staff able to steal you away from the Roadrunners?
You know, I love the coaching staff, and I just really want to get away from home, and the environment here is crazy. You can see it, the habits are just awesome, so GCU was the right choice.
When you look at what this crowd is like, and you'll see some of this at the women's games, how does that transcend onto the court? How does that help fuel your fire and competition out there?
Oh, it pumps us up all the time. You know, we're ready for the habits to come out here and support us. We expect it to be just as live as it is right now, so, you know, it's going to be a good environment.
And AJ, 3 seasons at Nevada, you referenced having family here, but what helped you bring your game here, and what do you hope to accomplish in a Lopes uniform?
Well, for sure, I want to, as a team, we won a championship. You know, we wanted to win some games, have fun, but me personally, you know, score double-doubles, do whatever I can do to help the team out.
Well, we wish you guys the best of luck, especially on Monday as you open up the season against Benedictine. Let's head now back to you guys to finish up this men's competition.
Thank you very much. Now the women's season will get underway shortly, as the Lopes have already have 10 points here in the paint in the second half.
There's second chance points too between Labor going inside, getting those extra opportunities. Now they got themselves 8 second chance points in the game tonight. Labor doing his normal 15 points. He'll probably end up in the low 20s tonight. I don't know how many minutes Coach Marley will get him tonight. I'm sure he wants to get deep into that bench. Let some of those guys that work hard in practice get an opportunity to show their stuff in front of the Havocs.
Labor connects.
Rollins down low, near side. Howard, back out. Richmond, back to Howard, moves to his right, leaves it there. Kick back out, Ron Richmond. Rollins, underneath, off the glass, and in. Nice passing.
Wonderful execution that time by the Yellow Jackets. Took their patience, moved from side to side, faked the ball to the top, and then they went back door, which created an opportunity on the weak side.
Reached in by Rollins. Second on Rollins.
Those young players watching tonight, when you got a team that's overplaying the way GCU has, you have to be able to go back door. Got somebody cramping up down there, medical staff working on them.
Carlos Johnson. Got some moves. He can hit long distance, and then he's got a sweet crossover, and he slice and dice.
Yeah, he's just one of these guys that slashes to the basketball. I mean, some of these old school guys out there are 50 plus may remember a guy that played out in Syracuse, and Sherman Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Just could really kind of knife to the basket. Wasn't the best shot from the outside, but just kind of got a way to get inside and do some damage around the hoop, whether he's finishing for himself or helping out other players on the perimeter, or spoon feeding the big guys underneath.
Hiroshima. Left it there. Rollins takes it from Howard. Rollins rather. Richmond. Hiroshima driving off the glass too much. Drexel with the rebound.
This guy's only got 6 boards tonight.
Johnson, how about that move? Down of bounds, it'll belong to GCU. Michael Finke takes it. Foul.
Yeah, a little too physical underneath.
For John Newburn.
One more time here, trying to post up and just takes that little left chicken wing there, threw him right on out the paint.
Finke, long distance, tried to push down by Labor, not enough. Howard picks it up, plates catch there, off the glass, doesn't go, pushed back though by the Yellow Jackets. With 8 points. Finke, near side. Drexel takes it from Johnson.
I know Coach Durham's team's overmatched tonight, but you gotta like the fight of these Yellow Jackets. They're not watching the scoreboard at all. They're continuing to play.
Michael Finke off the glass.
Big Finke, he put that ball on the floor. He can go just about anywhere he wants to on that court. He showed the mid-range game earlier in that first half, and this time took it all the way to the cup.
9 for Finke. Kobe Terashima. Howard picked up by Johnson. Bam!
That one there. Carlos Johnson, he's a thief in shorts.
The poor none right. Wallace. Lead is 19. Short. Drexel. Way long distance rare. Bounce pass. Finke!
That's what GCU wants to do. They want to get rebounds and go. They want to create turnovers and go even faster. Big Finke right in the living room there. Nice job by Swear, Finke, Johnson, and Labors. Throw Drexel in that mix. That's a nice little group they got on the floor. Carlos Johnson just gets in that passing lane, measures his steps, and then with high right hand, and then I love this one here. Oscar Freire with the good court vision, the bounce pass between a couple defenders, and Finke knows how to send it home.
6-0 run for GCU. They lead it 61-40. Opening it up here in the second. 20-8, outscoring the Yellow Jackets. 13:06 to play. Jared Martin not playing, by the way. A little bit of a back strain. Let's send it over to Kate Longworth.
Well, guys, if you need a motivational speaker, sign up Dan Majerle, right? Whatever he said at halftime, message received, especially by one of his stars, Alessandro Lever. We knew after watching him play last year, something special was going to happen in his career here in a Lopes uniform. But this year, it was just confirmed as he becomes one of 20 players named to the watch list for the 2019 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award, the annual honor that recognizes the top centers in men's basketball. We've already mentioned that he was also voted by coaches as the preseason WAC Player of the Year. And now I guess I pose a question to you, Scott. When you are a player, a young player at that, with laid on your shoulders, is that a good thing? And if so, how do you go through kind of navigating that outside chatter and really focusing on your inside game?
Yeah, you got to tune that out. You got to continue to work hard. It's great that he's been receiving the recognition for his hard work, and I'm sure he will appreciate that. And that'll just feed him and fuel him, rather, to want to work even more to be the best player that he can become.
Abdul for the Yellow Jackets. Jack Rollins. Check pass. Newburn Jr. Abdul. 4 on the shot clock. Loses it. Pushed back out quickly. Richmond. And the shot clock.
Great team. It was great team defense, but give the bulk of the credit to Dressel. He was really on that basketball and slid his feet well without fouling the offensive player, which was in attack mode.
Dressel getting the start here in the second half. Still on the court. Blumberg. Jackson! Jackson!
Jackson 5 down there, lurking on that baseline. Nice little high-low basketball. This was the group that really came in, and with Frere out there, but it was Blumberg and Dressel and Jackson that really turned this game and busted it wide open in that first half. And Matt Jackson said, "Give me that candy. I like Halloween candy."
GCU outscoring the Yellow Jackets 17-7 off of turnovers. That one goes out of bounds.
Just robbed a kid of his trick-or-treat bag.
My goodness. 63-40 is the score. We're going to step aside, take a timeout here. Lopes opening things up in the second half over MSU Billingsley.
Curiosity fuels you. It helps you understand the world around you. It's your guide through life. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Change is difficult, but Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. While businesses are being transformed by artificial intelligence and analytics, GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation and make sense of the world. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems and sharing your insights, you're helping to build a better tomorrow for you, your community, and your family. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Tonight's GCU men's basketball game is brought to you in part by Dignity Health, Hello Human Kindness, and by Sanderson Ford. The best play on a new Ford is at Sanderson Ford. Barry Vitale, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth.
You know how you get minutes? You impress the coaches with your tenacity on both ends of the floor. Talked about Dressel in the first half being a plus 15. He's followed that up there in the second half. He's a plus 14 in the second half, a plus 29 for the game. And that's at 16 minutes of action. So
that's going to keep you on the floor.
That will keep you on the floor. It brought Milstead back in here and gave Dressel a breather. But I'll tell you what, if I'm Milstead, I will be out there fighting and scrapping, trying to impress his coaching staff the way Dressel did there in this in the action that he's received tonight.
J.J. Rhymes back on the floor as well. Milstead, Blumbergs, Jackson. Tim Finke. Picked off by Milstead. Like, there you go. There you go.
This kid's no dummy. He said, I got to go out here and be real aggressive in these minutes on the defensive end and get my guys going on the offensive end so I can compete for that action. Nobody likes to sit on that pine where that's where the splinters are at.
And he was all over Green coming up the court. Green looking for options. Abdul trying to go inside, kick back out quickly to Green. Green trying to move on Jackson, picked off by Blumberg.
Defense is amazing. First of all, Jackson slid his feet, didn't allow his offensive player to get past him, forced a tough pass. And who was it underneath that picked that one off? Blumberg? Yep. Nice job by the big fella. Steps outside for the J.
Bam!
It's amazing how often a good defensive play will fire up a player on the offensive end, and it seems like a bucket and a basket just gets as big as a hula hoop that you could throw it into.
9 steals for the Lopes. Abdul moves to his left, comes back right, top of the key. Off the mark, Jackson leaves from Milstead, quickly. J.J. Rhymes. Rhymes backing in, twisting. Left hand. Oh, J.J. Rhymes.
The basketball is kind of like jazz, and you got to play to a rhythm and a beat.
Whoa! Milstead pick the pocket. Oh, Blumberg is there though. Foul called underneath. 15-0 run.
Milstead's had 2 opportunities for layups that he would love to have basket. Not believe that he has missed 2 bunnies right basket, but the defense is what impresses me. That's what he has to play all the time when he's on the floor. He is competing for that action time. Look at Rhymes one more time here. Everybody just waved him off, clear out. I'm going to set him up with an inside move and snap it back to the baseline. Use the left hand away from the defender. Got those big, broad shoulders there and knocked it in off the glass.
J.J. Rhymes, Shadow Mountain High School grad by way of Hutchinson Community College.
Oh, he's a local kid.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
Score.
Blumberg is from the free throw line. He gets money from that free throw line. Anytime big. Yeah, he goes along with 75%er. See if I can put the commentator jinx on him here early in the season.
First game and everything. Unflappable. Man, it's unbelievable.
Ice water in his veins. There's Milstead out there, 90 feet with pressure.
Oh, he is tenacious. Driving though with some energy. Kobe Terashima comes up unsuccessful. Milstead loses a little bit. Has to kick it back to Blumberg. Milstead wants a little help.
Yeah, see, he calls Blumberg over for the screen, but he's such a hurry to get to that right-hand dribble that he doesn't let Blumberg set his feet. When the defender runs into him, the big's going to pick up that foul every time. Yeah, one more time. See, he just doesn't quite get. Oh, no. He had his feet set. Blumberg's rolled into him. I take that back. I give Milstead an apology for that. It was Blumberg that was one that ran right into the roll.
Oh, J.J. almost picked it off. Blumberg's in the face. Too high. Rebound. Matt Jackson.
How many boards does Jackson have tonight? It looks like every time he's up there on the floor, that's 4 boards now for Jackson. Nice job off that pine getting on the glass.
J.J. Floater. Drops it!
Okay, you didn't tell me he was a lefty. Okay, no wonder he swung back to that strong left hand. Nice job of coming in and making your minutes felt when you're out there on the floor. And there's little Finke out there getting his hand in the passing lane and getting a deflection.
19-0 run for GCU.
All right, 19-0 run. That's hard to do at this level. I don't care who you're playing against. That is very impressive on the defensive end. That's shutdown defense.
Rollins. Oh, look at that. Leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets, Zach Rollins.
You know Zach Rollins. You go onto the screen on Zach Rollins, he will shoot it from behind the arc. 238 threes a year ago, making over 90 of those.
10 points for Rollins. Drives, misses underneath. Tim Finke.
Little Finke says, I've been watching my big brother go to that glass on the bench. I realize there's easy opportunities around that 10.
Jackson call. Good look there from Matt. A little tighter on the sides there. I wonder, maybe I should try that look. What do you think?
No.
Driving. I don't know why not. Kids call that fresh, don't they? Fresh? It's fresh?
Fresh?
Yeah, it's a fresh cut.
It's something.
I thought it was a fresh cut. Timeout on the floor, 76-43. The Lopes opening things up here in this exhibition lid opener for the 2018-19 season. As the Finke brothers have been heard from, Tim Finke on the court gets a bucket here just moments ago, but Michael Finke as well, lighting things up for the Lopes here in the second half. You know, that second half, the second wave kind of gave them momentum. Drexel came in, gave him some energy on the floor. Milstead came off the bench, and he's got a little pep in his step. And how about J.J. Rhymes, too? A little action here in the second half.
We talked about this being a deep team for GCU, and you're really seeing it tonight. You're seeing competition tonight, too, in real-time action between Milstead and Drexel. Those guys are really out there competing for that starting position. And I like the way Finke, Frere, Labors going about their business tonight as well.
Let's take a look. Michael Finke has made his presence known down in that low post, and he's also hit from long distance. Here he is backing in.
Well, I love that one right there because he shows the versatility to be able to use both hands around the basket, takes his time. That was after he let a couple guys clear the lane. Little pump fake in the mid-range jumper, and then it shows the ability to use his reels to get out in transition to get some easy buckets. I want to see him get on that glass more, but for the most part, his first action here in a Lopes uniform, I'm very impressed.
Matt Jackson also shining here in the second. We've seen Blumberg's hit. So we've seen the depth now of this bench and the newcomers with Drexel and Michael Finke. And Carlos Johnson, they've got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, Carlos Johnson, I forgot about him. How can I forget about him? He's only done just about everything Coach Marley likes in a basketball player. Getting to the passing lanes, getting steals, using your wheels, getting out in transition, putting pressure on the defense, getting easy buckets. Hasn't shot the ball from behind the arc the way that he would like, but right now he's trying to feel himself out, get used to the surrounding, this arena, backdrop, everything else, it'll come.
A little sluggish there in the opening half, but the second half's been a different story as far as the Lopes coming up and blowing things wide open here in the second half. As many had predicted in this opening game of the 2019 season. The Lopes 24 points in the paint this half alone. The bench scoring GCU 25, Billings 16. Back underway, under 8 minutes to go. Melvin Newbern Jr. Brendan Howard takes it to the basket. Right by Matt Jackson. Howard looking pretty good for the Yellow Jackets here tonight. Ian Rollins. Bounce pass. Blumberg kicks back out. Finke pulls down from the arc, drives into the paint, blind pass Jackson. Tees up the three. Big rebound pulled down by Rollins. Rollins driving quickly up. Stops, dishes over into the corner. Off of the rim, it goes for Sven Yoshida.
I like that board by Blumberg. He comes and he rebounds his outside his position, goes and attacks that basketball as it comes off the rim.
Milstead with a floater. Oh, that looks pretty.
He can make the floater. He's dropped a couple floaters, but he's missed the easy right-hand layups off the glass. That's kind of surprising.
Kobe Terashima driving. Floater. That doesn't go. Pulled down by Tim Finke. Milstead. Far side, cuts back in. Bounce pass. Blumberg driving, kicks back out. Milstead over to Jackson. Back to Milstead. Tied by Terashima. 12 on the shot clock. Floater again. Oh, man, that is money.
Bill said, I am not going quietly into the night. I am going to be aggressive and come out here and show Coach I have everything that he needs in a starting point guard. It's going to be a nice battle all season long. Good problem for Coach Majerle to have.
Tim Finke with the hand extended.
Let's see if he makes this layup.
Milstead! Indeed he does.
No doubt about it. Nice job by Milstead, recognizing it was a loose ball, jumped on it like a bear getting a trout out of a stream. Goes the other way with it and puts it in off the basket. Off the back.
Howard waits, floater, good. Brendan Howard, a 6'6" freshman from Great Falls, Montana.
And you gotta like, if you're Coach Durham, you gotta like the fact that his team is still battling out there. Only under 6 minutes to play. Been down close to 30 points tonight, and they're still out there competing.
Lumberers off the mark.
There's Jackson again on that glass, fighting off 2 Yellow Jackets to slap it back to one of his mates. Will he get credit for that board? I don't know if he's going to get credit, but he's doing a good job on the glass.
5 Lopes waiting to come in. Ooh, Tim Finke. Look out. Melvin Newburn got a hand, knocked out of bounds. And all 5 will step off the court.
Yeah, coming back with a bunch of their starters there. You got Drexel.
A couple of years.
Yeah, kind of a blue-white squads there. Yeah, coming back with a. That's all the guys that started the second half right there.
Freyer. Good! Well, he didn't even need to get warmed up.
No, he's been hot here. He's doing a nice job there. That's just right out of the sideline, out of bounds play. Just a down away screen there for Freyer to go right into shooting a 3.
Hiroshima. Foul line, Trey Drexel.
Yeah, Drexel, he was trailing on that play. It was kind of a double screen away, and he does the right thing, plays it over the top. He just didn't get any weak side help from the big. Got caught watching his man, didn't see the ball coming towards him.
Kobe Terashima, Boise, Idaho, sophomore. 7.3 points per game a season ago.
Bet you've never been to Boise.
I've never been to Boise.
Yeah, I used to coach up in Boise. That's a beautiful city. Surrounded by mountains on 3 sides with a lake that runs right down the middle of it. That's not like a river. The river runs right through the middle of it.
Boise State will be paying a visit here this season.
Broncos are coming here?
Yeah.
Okay. Bad news for the Broncos. It's a tough place to play.
That's what I hear. Johnson. Michael Finke inside. Laver turns. Short. Look back out. Yellow Jackets will inbound.
Nice job that time, pushing Laver away from the basket as he tried to go into that jump hook. He likes to get that body moving towards the hole, and they forced him out away from the basket, moving away from the basket, left him short.
Howard, hoop and a harm.
Kyle Howard.
Ah, good. Red-headed wonder.
Howard right here, just off the dribble, crosses up Laver. And that Drexel tries to come over, and he splits the double team. Got to the weak side of the basket, gets 3 the old-fashioned one.
Under 4.5 to go in the game. Lopes in control. Drexel, Laver, Michael Finke. 3-pointer, go!
Finke says, you better get out of that zone. I could step out here behind the arc. You give me 5 feet to shoot it, I will shoot. I will make.
Don't threaten him. Laver. Almost lost the end line. Rebound, pull down, Carlos Johnson. Johnson, he wants a little. He gets a little.
It's getting silly right now. These guys are knocking everything. That's back-to-back threes for the Lopes. Freyer and Johnson and Finke all knocking them down from behind the arc.
Rollins with a floater. That kid could score.
15 points last year. Put him and Howard out there.
12 tonight.
Yeah, they'll be a decent little team. That Northwest Athletic Conference.
Great Northwest Athletic Conference, yep. Laver off the mark. saw Finke and Carlos. He said, I want to try. Richmond. Yoshida. Hiroshima. Drives into the paint. Left hand. Hoop and a harm. Hiroshima with some energy here late. We're going to step aside. 91-53. The Lopes over the Yellow Jackets. Carlos Johnson, welcome to the Lopes. Michael Finke, welcome to the Lopes.
Performance is your profession. You excel in bringing the best out of people. Through leadership and insight, you help others fulfill their promise. You share a unique bond with your family and cherish your time together. But you strive to take the next step in your career. GCU's online degree program in performance psychology will enhance your skills in helping others succeed. Master your craft in an online PhD program that puts innovation and technology at the heart of education. And you can do it all within a tight schedule without disrupting other aspects of your life. With a PhD in performance psychology, you'll have the tools you need to elevate your performance to the next level. When human excellence meets cutting-edge technology, business advances.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/.
Welcome back. A packed arena here at GCU, and the Havocs and the crowd have a lot to cheer about as the Lopes take a commanding lead, closing out the second half, just 3 minutes to go, with a 91-55 lead over the Yellow Jackets. And if you think it's crazy tonight, well, the student body has already been getting ready for this, because just a couple weeks ago, they had their midnight madness. They actually knocked the lights out of the arena, probably from their cheering so much. It was superhero night. The Havocs did not disappoint. The student body came out in full force. The clock struck midnight, and a first official practice of the season was in the books for both the men's and women's basketball team. Nicole Powell, Dan Majerle, they're composed, or rather excited when they're on the sidelines on courtside here. However, on that night, they made quite the entrance in the Batmobile for Superhero Night. Dan Majerle was, of course, Batman. Nicole Powell, Wonder Woman. I had a chance to ask Coach Majerle what his favorite costume was dressing up as a kid, and guys, it was a natural. He said Batman, so he's just carrying it all the way through. Meanwhile, Coach Powell says the staff has something in store for the student body tomorrow on Halloween.
Great connection with the student body here with the athletic teams. Finke turns. Oh man, Michael Finke. Lopes hitting over 63% shooting here this half.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Plus 38 for the half. So you said over 60% shooting, doing it on the defensive end, really clamps down on the Yellow Jackets.
Piling up the points here in this opener. Drexel, Johnson. Look at that.
They got a foul. I think they got a foul on Terashima. Yeah, Terashima hit him on the wrist, then lodged between the backboard and the rim. Don't see that very often in the game. Yeah, just gets him on the elbow there. Look at that thing. Smack right in the middle there. Johnson can't find a free throw tonight.
Points per game in victories a season ago for the Lopes, 79.1. Let it open here, 93 points.
I thought they had a chance for 100 points. It's going to be iffy down the stretch here, depending on how these hungry guys off the bench play.
Jake Wong is at the game. Third round draft pick of the San Francisco Giants. The Friday night starter for the Lopes. Wish him all the best. Johnson takes the feed from Drexel.
Very nice there. Always got his eyes up, looking down the floor, finds the man, streaking to the bucket. Curious timeout there by Coach Durham.
Rafe Gertis in the game for the Lopes. 6'7" freshman from Lee Summit, Missouri. So Marley starting to put some players into the game here late.
Go back to that one just a moment ago there. You get that ball off that floor. Look at Dressel. He's got his eyes up as soon as he catches that ball, puts it on the floor one time. And good job measuring the distance, and the defensive player, and the speed. Getting that one to go down, but really impressed by the way the Lopes have shot the ball from behind the arc. They got 9 threes in this one, and most of them are coming. They've been the uncontested variety, and that's what you like there, that nobody is forcing them behind the arc there. Picking pops, swings, guys with one-step dribbles, just really doing a nice job creating space from the defense and getting a good look at the front of the rim.
Tyler Green. Howard away from the wall. Win Smith called on the Lopes. Brooklyn Park, Minnesota team. Another quality basketball player from the state of Minnesota, God's country.
Got those long wingspan there as he challenges that bucket.
Pull down that rebound. Brazell. Caleb Holyfield, the real deal on the court for the Lopes. Up high! Oh, Tim Finke tried to feed that up. Gertis, he wants 3. Gertis short. Green with the rebound, brings it up. Green cuts in, line pass. Oh, nice pass to Bell. Tim Finke. Short. Abdul to their side. Tyler Green. Under a minute to go. Green rings it in, out. Rebound underneath. Foul is called. Tim Finke.
First personal, 17 foul. That puts the Lopes on 18 foul limit. In the postgame for the Lopes, number 11, Damari Milstead.
Milstead comes in for Drexel.
A nice job by Drexel. Nice job by Milstead as well here in the second half. He played well in the first half, but not as good as Drexel in the first half, but played really well. I like that battle for the starting point guard position. It'll be interesting to see how it develops in practice over the next couple of days and who Coach Marley ultimately goes with for the game at San Diego State, or excuse me, South Dakota State.
Rebound Finke. Tried to drive Caleb Holyfield. The Georgia native, freshman.
Second personal, 18 foul. Caleb Holyfield to shoot 2.
High and unkind for that young man that time. I thought that one might fall through the bucket for him. He's got an opportunity for one more.
There you go. Holyfield with the bucket. Backhand with that free throw. With 30 now to go. Lopes up 97-58. Underneath. Off the glass by Newburn Jr. Marley with his hand up. It's counted down. Lopes are going to open up this 2018-19 season with a decisive victory over MSU Billings. $97-60 is the final score. President Miller and the Havocs pleased with the outcome. Nice to begin competition. Associate head coach Lewis Wilson
New to the staff. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with our Canyon State Credit Union Player of the Game, as we will rejoin you from Phoenix, Arizona, with more from head coach Dan Majerle and his post-game press conference. We'll wrap things up at GCU Arena. Once again, the 37-point victory by GCU over MSUB.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams, you're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
We have been the experts in clean since 1945. We help businesses keep their facilities cleaner, healthier, greener, and safer. We are passionate about what we do and are committed to making your workplace environment the cleanest and healthiest it can be.
Back live at GCU Arena, the Lopes win it 97-60 over MSU Billings. Barry Butel, Scott Williams, Kate Longworth back with you. Dan Majerle's post-game press conference. We are awaiting that, but great game, exhibition opener. You expected a blowout. They were a little tight there in the opening half, but they certainly blew it open here in the second.
Yeah, I really like the way they played. I mean, all total, I thought that they played together. They played hard. Did not always make the smart play, as there's some nerves there in that first half, but it really got something that they can build off of. Showed some chemistry out there. Swing for threes. Defense was really good. You created some easy opportunities on the defensive end. They got on the glass.
Indeed they did. It's time now for our Canyon State Credit Union Player of the Game. Canyon State Credit Union committed to you. Alessandro Lever with 16 points, 6 boards in the game tonight.
Italian Stallion was wonderful. It was 6 of 7 at one point, 7-11 for the game. I like the way he's played high and strong around the basket. He took his time, didn't rush anything. Showed good court vision out there with some of his passes. And if he plays at this level and only gets better, I think the Lopes will be tough every night if he can be consistent.
I would think that other teams really had to just focus in on him a year ago. Now you got Finke. Blumberg's coming into his own. You got some bigs now that others are going to have to contend with.
Yeah, I think Josh Braun didn't handle the pressure being the preseason player of the year very well a year ago. I think with the weapons that you just mentioned, it takes some of the pressure off of Lever being the preseason player of the year. And, I think Oscar Freire, his game is really going to elevate now that he's got guys out there that can space the floor a little bit, give him some opportunity to be able to drive that ball to the bucket.
Let's send it into the post-game press conference area. Kate Longworth is joined by Lopes insider Paul Coro moments before Dan Majerle heads to the podium. Guys?
Thank you. Well, I think what really stands out to me, the Lopes with a 9-point lead at the break, and they come out there and finish with 37 points victory over MSUB. What do you think was the difference maker in that second half, aside from, I'm guessing, Coach Majerle's message in the locker room?
Yeah, when you look at 97, you think, what an offensive night. The three-point shooting got going after they missed their first 6. But really, defense established what they did at the start of the second half. They created some turnovers right at the beginning of the half. It really set a tone. They got some easy baskets, and then they just took off running. They had a big run in the first half, but they let that lead go. Then they put on a bigger run in the second half, and it was creating turnovers, hitting those shots. Trey Drexel, what a debut for him with GCU. Comes off the bench, starts the second half. He was plus 32 in 21 minutes. That's hard to do for anyone, let alone in your first Division I game, basically.
As you got to see this team gel for the first time against a true different team out there, a competition out there tonight, what stands out to you?
Well, I think just the aggression that they had overall once they got into it defensively. You have so many guys who can play intensively on the ball and create havoc, whether it be on the perimeter. Just saw Damari do some of that in the second half once he got a little fire lit under him. On the interior, Michael Finke sets a standard on the back line of talking, and Carlos Johnson brings just an overall intensity. One of his first baskets was just a dribble drive, and just that element of having somebody who can do things like that off of the dribble really opens up the floor for a lot of other guys.
The Yellow Jackets were outscored in that second half 56-28 by the Lopes, which is very impressive. So all I want to know is, what did Dan Majerle say to that team at halftime?
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody from Montana for flying in today. Thanks for being here. Richard, always nice to see you. Well, it was a great second half. I thought the first half, obviously, we were a little nervous. That first group wasn't very good defensively and on the boards, really lacked it. I thought the second group was extremely good offensively and defensively. We built a great lead, and I think they scored maybe 20 points in the last 3 minutes when I put that first group back in the first half. Lit into them a little bit in the locker room, and the good thing is that first group really responded. Came out in the second half, played a lot better. Concerned about the rebounding in the first half. We out-rebounded in the second half, did a much better job. So overall, I'm very happy with how we played, got that first one out of the way, and it's always a little intimidating, especially, I don't even care if you've been here last year, to play in front of that crowd takes a little bit of getting used to. We have the best crowd in all of basketball, so I'm sure those guys were a little shell-shocked at the beginning.
How proud are you of this team's ability to respond and come out with that strong second half?
Well, I mean, they have to. I mean, we can't play a bad first half, especially that first group. All those guys are either returners or are older guys, so they should understand that they got to go out and play hard defensively. I was just more concerned with, especially with our size, that we weren't able to rebound and just lacked the hustle on the defensive side. Offensively, I thought we turned down a lot of shots early. We are a good shooting team. We turned down some shots that we probably should have shot, but the effort just wasn't there. And thank goodness for that second team, because they really, gave it to them in that first half. Well, Trey's got great size, and he's just learning as a point guard. Damari's going to be fine. The kid doesn't breathe. I mean, he just doesn't. He gets so nervous, and he just gets caught up. You just got to learn to relax and just play his game and not do too much. Just do what he's supposed to do, get the next guy open, and then sometimes he tries to force too much. And a lot of that has to do with, I think he's a little bit nervous. But Trey, that's a fifth-year senior. And where he came from, that's a good school. It's a good competition. And I'm proud of the way he's played. He's had to pick up a lot as a point guard. He's done a good job.
What you can be offensively differently from last year?
Well, I think we can really shoot the ball, and we've seen that every day in practice. I shouldn't have to beg guys to shoot. Sometimes I do. We have to be unselfish. We can't let the ball stick. If you don't have a shot, I tell them all the time, you got to shoot it, drive it, or move it. We're not going to have guys that go one-on-one. You just got to move it and spread the floor, and if you're open, shoot it. And, I thought Michael turned down a couple good looks, and when he lets it go, I think it's going in. I thought Ollie still got a long way to go, especially in the post. He's too quick in there sometimes, and he's off balance. Offensively and rebound the basketball. Offensively, he's going to be good. He's a talented kid. I thought Oscar was great. Carlos really figured it out in the second half. JJ for not practicing the last week and a half, 2 weeks. You can see why he was a good player at all his levels, because he's just a bull and he goes after guys. I thought Matt Jackson was really, really good. Just another fifth-year guy who knows what he's doing, especially on the defensive end. So overall, everybody played, pretty well.
You are on record just saying that this team has the greatest depth of the teams you've coached here with the Lopes. And then tonight you talk about that second group really fueling the fire out there. When you can get different groups going like that and how they're fueling off each other's competition, how does that make this a dynamic team?
Well, I think we changed. First group is it's a bigger group. We play more of a conventional style defense. With that second group, We play a switching defense. They're very aggressive. They get after it. All the guys can guard. Rob does a good job out there at 6'10" of guarding guys. And it really just throws offenses off of what they're used to. When you start switching, it kind of takes them off of plays. So, and they move the ball really well. So we have two really different type of groups that can play different kind of defenses.
You talked about the crowd and how it was just a lot for the players to take in. But for you, you know what to expect, but does it catch you off guard?
It amazes me every time. I mean, I was so excited for Lou. I told you, you know, when you see this crowd for an exhibition game, you're going to be amazed. And every day he comes to work, he's amazed just with the staff and everything around campus. And you just look at the crowd we have, and when they sway back and forth, I mean, it just makes you just so grateful that you're able to come to work here every day and to play in front of that crowd. And I tell our guys all the time that you can't take that for granted because that just doesn't happen. So. Oh, it does, and it does. Our campus keeps growing, and the students keep growing. So this is only the beginning of hopefully a long tradition, and we have to do our part. They do their part, and we work extremely hard, so we got to do our part. And it's just fun to come to work every day with that crowd. It's going to be an unbelievable challenge. That's a really hard place to play. As I said, they've won 20 straight games there, home streak, which is top in the nation. They won 28 games last year. They took Ohio State to the final minute in that first tournament game. They have an All-American. They have a freshman of the year coming back at guard. So that's going to be a tremendous first game for us, and that's a hard place to play. Not only a hard place to get to, but a hard place to play. So it's going to be exciting. Well, so far, I'll let you know. You know, as I said, it's my job to figure this team out, and you can practice all you want, and you got to figure out what you have when the game starts. Different guys react differently when the competition starts and the lights comes on. So it's my job to figure out who's going to play, what positions to put him in to be successful, and just our lineup. So that'll just be a work in progress. Oh, there's no question. I started Dre in the second half. I thought he is more focused than Damari. And it may all change. You never know what's going to happen. We have right now, Jared didn't play. Had a little back strain, so we have really 11 guys on scholarship. Isaiah is our 12th scholarship guy who's got to sit out the transfer from Northwestern. So we have 11 guys, and all 11 of them can start. There's no question about it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Time now for our Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game. Let's revisit your Halloween-themed keys, Scott Williams.
Yeah, the Monster Mash. They just pounded this smaller Yellow Jackets team on the glass, 36-31. I love the fact they got them after defensively. 11 steals, 46 points in the paints. Tricks, no treats. Yeah, not the best. It's a work in progress. So they got some work to do there for sure. And I love the fact that they really gave this home crowd a lot to cheer for in that second half with the pressure. They got the crowd on their feet with those dunks and those threes. They were fantastic in the second half of that basketball game.
And time now for our final stats. 97-60 the final score. Big blowout there in the second half. The field goal percentage heavily in favor of the Lopes there in the second. 9 of 24 the final numbers on the threes. The rebounding margin to the Lopes as well. Fast break points, look at that, 18-2.
Yeah, and a lot of those were in the second half when they were able to get the overplaying the passing lane, get out in transition, use their wheels, a lot of dunks, a lot of alley-oops.
Well, GCU, as you heard from head coach Dan Majerle, on the road to start the season next Tuesday night, a week from tonight. They travel to Brookings, South Dakota to take on South Dakota State, to take on the Jackrabbits in the WAC Summit Challenge. Go to GCULopes.com for information on how to watch or listen to that game. Or you can tune in to Michael Potter and Tom Kuiper on the 1580 AM. Our next televised GCU men's basketball game on your view is Saturday, November 10th, when the Delaware State Hornets travel right here to GCU Arena to take on the Lopes. Pregame with Kate starts at 6:30. Scott and I will handle the game duties at 7 p.m. You can also watch online at GCU.tv. Well, that'll do it from here at GCU Arena, where tonight the Lopes beat the Yellow Jackets 97-60. Please join us again, as I mentioned, November 10th, when GCU hosts Delaware State. For Kate Longworth, Scott Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Barry Brazell, wishing you a wonderful evening.